are joined by our very good friend Sean, who used to work with us at Nintendo on the retail team. He's an expert on the retail stuff. And he's gonna come talk to us, he's gonna school us on all the stuff that's been going on about the price increases, the price decreases, what's happening at the retailers, what's going on with these physical games, what's going on with these components. He has the info, because we do not.
Former Nintendo employees are at it again.
Yes.
I have a feeling you're going to be seeing some excerpt from this show and pop up in some headline.
Oh boy, here comes
we know how this goes. But
yes.
Sean's been on the show before. He was great.
Yes.
He truly is an expert at all of this stuff. And there's just so much happening in this area. We kind of need to go to an expert to find out
what's actually going on.
What does this all actually mean? Because
Yeah.
in addition to Nintendo's own game pricing, the price of PlayStations is now through the roof. What does that mean for Nintendo? It's just like, it's hard to keep track of everything. And there's so much like conjecture of like, oh, in a month this might happen. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sean,
But
Sean, just tell us.
He won't know. He
Please.
won't know. Exactly.
Yes.
So that's going to be great. We can't wait to talk to Sean in a bit. But we also have been playing some games.
Yeah.
Over on Patreon. So if you want to see our latest gameplay video, we're playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Nope. That's not the name.
Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup in Bellabel Park.
There we go.
That's it.
There we go. You finally got it.
I finally got it. A month later, I finally got it.
Our friend Steven Totillo did a whole article on, is this Nintendo's longest game title ever?
And I say no.
I think he found out that it was.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Final Fantasy?
That's not Nintendo. What about Crystal Chronicles? So what?
Crystal Chronicles.
No.
Blah, blah, blah.
Square Enix wishes it could. They have more nonsensical names, but they're not just as blatantly long as this.
There's also Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp F. No, that's not.
That's not that long.
That's not as long.
That's not long at all.
So this
that's
is
nothing.
Possibly
That's child's play compared to this.
So is this the longest and possibly the worst name?
He did exhaustive
for
research.
anything ever.
He did exhaustive research, and the answer seems to
conclusion
be
is
yes. So way to go.
I think this is the worst name
Now it's
ever.
time to up. Nintendo's got to hey, we got to push ourselves further now.
There's another update to this, and it's like Meetup in Bellabel Park Part 2 with Captain Toad and friends.
Yes.
Something like that. Anyways, besides the title being ridiculous, we did have a lot of fun playing this game. There's a lot of co-op stuff.
Yeah.
Multiplayer stuff, when we're talking about more of that in our games we're playing section.
We sure will, yes.
But we did enjoy it. We did have fun playing it, and we have a whole gameplay video available now in Patreon. It's in the Patreon shop as well, so check it out. Why won't ya? Why won't ya?
And this is, of course, the big week for the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
It is. I'm getting so excited.
That's why this episode came out early, because we've got another video for that coming on the way, which is our big vlog of going to the movie, you potentially having a Karen moment about a popcorn bucket. I'm excited for that.
I need the Yoshi popcorn bucket.
Some impressions, some reactions, spoiler free.
Very spoiler.
About all this.
Yes. Instant reactions.
You hatching a Yoshi in a movie theater as well.
I had a baby.
I don't know exactly what you're planning to do with that.
I had a baby this week.
I really wish you would stop describing it as that.
Why? It is my baby.
It's concerning to me.
Why is it concerning to you?
I don't know.
Why is it any different? It's my baby.
I laid an egg.
I laid an egg and I hatched it. That's literally what happened.
It sat on it for 6 weeks.
And it looked at me with his little Yoshi eyes and said, Mama.
Wow.
You hate this somehow, but I love it. I think it's great.
As of us recording this video, the reviews have not hit yet. We're probably going to have a separate video on that if you're curious of digging deep into those. These crusty, the bitter old cinema film critics.
The cinema files?
Yeah. Oh, this doesn't seem like it's Oscar worthy. Oh, I don't know.
Oscar worthy.
I don't know. I would
Could be Oscar worthy.
I would like. I mean, there's always like best animated movie, or like if there's some song or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
K-pop Demon Hunters animated film won like 2 Oscars.
Right. So I think there are possibilities, and I would love for Mr. Miyamoto to get an Oscar.
That would be
so
such
incredible.
a cool thing for him in his, like this is sort of his like not swan song. That sounds like so scary and awful. But like he would love to hold an Oscar. That would be so.
That'd be incredible.
So cool for him. I would love for that.
I hope it happened. But we are very excited for this movie. the hype has just been escalating
nonstop
at an alarming rate. We're going to talk about the premiere in our news section, which looks super cool. Who knows? We got people teasing like more stuff. I mean, I guess we'll know soon.
Yeah.
But it's just a very exciting moment.
And by people,
for this big new movie.
You mean Universal's?
No, I mean other people
channels.
who were going to this advanced screenings. I don't think they were supposed to say these things, but they did. We've seen some of those embargoes are just very loosey-goosey. So it's like, maybe you do this, but maybe don't, but it's up to you.
And if you don't clarify with them, if you're not like going to take the extra step to clarify, you can just kind of do whatever you want.
That's
don't
kind
do
of
that though.
Our limited experience with movies is like
it's different than games.
They are not as strict and to the letter as a lot of these games embargoes, which is just
so funny.
Go on and on and on.
It's so funny how that is, because it's like almost the same thing. You don't want to spoil the surprise for somebody. You know, just like in a game, you don't want to spoil like a moment or something like that. But they just seem to care a lot less.
Yeah. I am always curious though, like every now and then, like I think Marvel did that with some of the last Avengers movies, where they'll like have some message from the directors, and it's like, hey, please don't spoil a lot of the surprises.
Yeah.
And a lot of people adhere to that. Whereas I'm so curious in like why it works for some movies and not for others. Like I just have a feeling like everything from this movie, like tomorrow,
will leak.
Like whenever the first showing is somewhere in the world, it's like, oh, it's just all going to be online. But somehow, like for like the giant Marvel movie that was one of the biggest movies ever, like they somehow were able to keep most of it under. I just don't understand.
It's like people have had like this sense of like, I'm protecting something.
I guess.
But I don't know what makes you feel that way.
Yeah.
I guess like it's like what clicks in your head that's like, oh, I do need to take this seriously, versus like, who cares? I'm gonna say whatever.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know.
And that was like 10 years ago. Now it's harder and harder for anyone not to get spoiled if you're just like looking.
Seems impossible.
It seems impossible. And I mean, I've come to terms with it. Like I don't care really anymore. But some people haven't. Some people are really upset when, like even when Universal posted like new characters or whatever, people were like really mad.
Yeah.
And they were like, I wish you didn't do this.
Right.
You know, so it's like, well, it's kind of the age we live in though. So I don't know how you would avoid it, right?
It's a tough one, for sure.
Tough one, really tough.
But we will have all sorts of videos on this movie coming up, so hope you're excited
for it. I'm so excited.
As we are. Oh my gosh.
So excited. I woke up this morning like, big smile. I was like, oh, on Wednesday, I get to see the movie. I can't wait.
You have some Yoshi-themed outfit you have been mentioning to. What is this?
I just love Yoshi.
Are you gonna hatch out of an egg? Like what?
Oh.
You're gonna encase yourself in a styrofoam egg.
There were several Halloweens where I was a Yoshi egg for Halloween. Remember that?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Where I had like a headband that was like a Yoshi eggshell.
Well, you can take that further now.
And then I have a Yoshi dress that I can't wait to wear.
Okay.
I was like, should I bring my baby to the movie theater? It's gonna be loud.
It's just making noises. Don't get kicked out of the movie.
I know. That'll be really
Again, if you have this Karen moment over this popcorn bucket, you may not even see this movie.
I might be.
So you need to keep your. I know it's hard for you. You need to keep your temper under control.
But I'm gonna fry an egg. So I'll be mad and heat it. No, I'm excited. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun.
Well, Sean is just about ready to join us and have a great conversation. But of course, first we have to shout out our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by Notion. We last week had a very intense work session on Nintendo Explained. Remember that? That's still a thing.
That's still a thing.
We have been working on that, and we made some great progress.
We're actually getting a lot closer.
And Notion is such a great help for us because this is a different kind of video. It's like we actually need a whole different type of like planning procedure process. And Notion's had a lot of great ideas of like of just like, hey, why don't you try it this way, or this seems like a great way to organize this information. We're making great progress.
Yes.
Excited to say thanks, Notion, for the help.
I know. This was one where we just need to, it's like a full-on documentary style video.
Right.
So we need to collect so much information. Like you've written this amazing, you know, almost a full script for the first episode. And we had to match like all of the supporting like visuals with every line in the script. Notion has this great thing where it can synthesize all of your key information. That was so helpful because this thing is like pages and pages and pages long at this point. I have no idea where it begins and where it ends, and just to have like some of these tools help to organize just the amount of information has been incredible. And we are, by gosh darn it, we're going to get this thing done and this episode out.
We're going to do it
so soon because of Notion helping us organize.
If you didn't know, Notion is a connected workspace for teams. Notion brings all your notes, docs, and projects into one space that just works. It's seamless, flexible, powerful, and actually fun to use. And you spend less time switching between tools and apps and more time creating great work. And now with Notion's custom agents, the busy work that used to take hours or never actually happened at all runs itself.
It's true.
Wonderful stuff. That's the thing. It's like a lot of this is busy work. There's only 2 of us. We don't have time to do.
Don't need to be copy and pasting links.
There's no time to be doing busy work.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all.
We got to get some help, and we got to get this thing out.
Exactly.
Try custom agents now at notion.com/Kit and Krysta. That's all lowercase letters. Notion.com/Kit and Krysta to try custom agents today. And when you use our link, you're supporting our show. That's notion.com/Kit and Krysta.
And we'll put the link here with a QR code for you to scan and also in the description below.
All right, I hear Sean knocking on the door. Let's let him in.
Well, we're here with our good friend Sean, who is our big expert. Welcome, Sean. Yes.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me back. It's always fun.
Yeah. We gotta phone a friend. Phone an expert because you are the one that actually knows what is potentially going on. You've been in this area of video games for a very long time and have the experience. So instead of guessing and swirling on the fake news that's out there, we're gonna set the record straight today with you, which will be fun.
Great. Well, full disclosure, I think I'll be making educated guesses as well.
Yes.
We were chatting a moment ago, like who really knows what's good, what is in the mind of Nintendo and what they're up to. But I have some experience and some things that I think I can make some
more than most people.
More than us.
More than 99% of people out in the world. Yeah, so I guess to just start out, we were just talking about how we did a video that you actually kindly listened to. I didn't even ask you to listen to it. You listened to it on your own.
No, I had listened to it before you even asked me to
Exactly. So I was like, oh, how fortuitous. But we were talking about the whole, digital games, physical games, the mysterious price of Yoshi's Mysterious Book. So what kind of was your initial reaction when you saw Nintendo announce that?
Well, my first reaction was like, I wonder what you guys are saying about it. Along the same lines of what you were thinking is it an increase? Is it a decrease? I don't think we'll really know until eventually we should have a pretty good idea. Like once we start seeing games that we know are going to be a regular price game come out, we'll be able to say like, yeah, there's no way that they would be charging this much or this little for a Fire Emblem game, for the Wind and Waves when that comes out. Like those are definitely frontline full price games. Yoshi, I think it could go either way. So it's going to take some time before we know. But my guess is that this is actually them lowering prices of digital games and not raising the price of physical games. That's kind of where I'm at with this. I think generally Nintendo tries to do right by their consumers, and I think they do. And I look at this as a pro-consumer move. I think it's a smart move too. They have room to play with the price. If they're selling it direct to the consumer, there's a lot more flexibility there, and I imagine we'll get to it at some point in the conversation. But if they have to raise prices elsewhere, doing this could be a way to to kind of make things not feel so bad. Ultimately they're going to make more profit when they sell directly to the consumer, and so this is a way that they can maybe give some of that profit back to the consumer and charge a little bit less, they're still going to be making more money than when they're printing physical copies and shipping to retailers and sharing margin with retailers. They're still going to come out ahead even if they lower the price digitally.
So why do you think they waited to do this now? Because the Switch 2 is still not even a year old, and that could have been a great part of that reveal and as part of the new generation, we're introducing this new price strategy, and this feels like kind of an out of nowhere news drop that's left us all sort of scrambling to make sense of it when maybe they had a much cleaner option behind them when they actually revealed the thing.
Especially when they announced an $80 game. Yeah. As a way to kind of band-aid over the pain of that. It could have been, to your point, like a much more like pro-consumer feeling kind of move. So mysterious.
Yeah, look, we all love Nintendo. We love these companies, but it's important to remember they are companies. They, when they can do right by the consumer, I think Nintendo often does, but they're also a company and they need to make money. And so I think initially they were, maybe hoping tariffs, go away, maybe hoping that they don't have to start doing things differently and continue just, making Scrooge McDuck money. And, sure, things change. The market certainly has changed, not even just like within the last year or two, within the past couple of weeks, things have changed a lot. And I think that they're probably looking at making some unpalatable decisions. And, this potentially could be a way of getting ahead of that and making a decision that makes at least some portion of their consumers happy.
Do you think, like you were saying, we were all talking about Yoshi being kind of a smart but also underhanded way for them to roll this out, because no one knows the actual intended kind of price point for Yoshi. Is it a, full-fledged AAA Pokemon Wind and Waves Fire Emblem level game, or is it supposed to be a smaller game? Do you think that once they continue down this path of this kind of price change, it will be like $80 physical Fire Emblem, $70 digital Fire Emblem, or do you think that they're going to keep physical games still generally capped at $70?
I think physical games are going to stay at the price that they're at now. Okay. And I'm being a little cagey in the way I answer that, because there are some physical games that, like Mario Kart was $80, right? But I think the majority of the physical games will be at the $70 price point. Mm-hmm. That to me, that, and it could be some wishful thinking on my part. Personally, I buy games digitally. I know, Kit, you're a fan of the physical, and a lot of people are. But I think that they're going to do this more as a price decrease for people that buy digitally.
Yeah.
How do you think that conversation went with the retailers when Nintendo finally shared that this is the path that they're going on? Because we know how important those relationships are to Nintendo, and we've kind of heard, on occasion, the behind-the-scenes story of these high-stakes meetings with retailers. Like, if you were a fly on the wall, how do you think that went down?
At that Walmart meeting in Arkansas or whatever.
Sure. Well, so before those meetings, I think that there were likely a lot of folks on both the sales as well as the retail marketing side practicing you're free to price these things however you want. We're going to be doing this, because they can't collude with retailers to set price, right? So they have to be very careful. It was always a stressful time when you're talking with retailers about pricing, because this is what our MSRP is going to be. You're free to set whatever price you want. This is our recommendation, and this is what we're doing. I actually don't think that the conversations, perhaps they started out a little bit contentious with the retailers, but I actually think, and again, this is going back to my thought that it's the digital price that's getting lowered, not the retail price that's getting raised. I think that the retailers probably aren't too mad over pricing. I think that you could already buy. Part of the reason, and I'm going to make a couple of assumptions here. You can buy digital games, digital Nintendo games at retail, right? There are these things called POSA cards. They look like gift cards. It's point of sale activation. And my assumption is that those prices will follow the eShop price. It just makes sense. It's a digital game. It would be a bit awkward. Now, that does create a weird situation where like this little plastic card or paper card that's sitting on the shelf next to the physical games is $10 cheaper than the physical game. But I think that's going to be a talking point for Nintendo with the retailers to say, like, you're not at a disadvantage. For the people that want to buy a digital game, they can still buy it at the same price, whether they're on the eShop or in Target or on Walmart.com. So again, that is making an assumption that POSA cards will follow that, but I think that that's going to be it. If I were making the decision, if I ran Nintendo's retail team and I had the ability to say this is what we're going to do, that would be my direction. Would be keep digital games the same, whether they're a POSA or on eShop. A side note, I know Sony stopped selling those POSA cards a while back, and I think that presents a problem for them for a number of reasons. One, they wouldn't be able to make a move like this. Two, they're, I believe, being sued right now for some monopolistic pricing practices where only PlayStation is you can only buy a digital game from PlayStation. I think, the move for them to get rid of those POSA cards hurts them in this area, not only because they can get sued for unfair trade practices, but also because they can't do a move like this like Nintendo is. But I think that's the saving grace for Nintendo here, is that the retailers aren't necessarily harmed as much. I mean, I think it's debatable whether are they being harmed or not. I think it's the change in digital is going down, and so I think that keeps the retailers a little bit happier.
Was the sort of those digital gift cards at retail, was that like a pretty big part of Nintendo's retail business? Like, did they...
How popular were those?
Yeah, how popular were those? Because, for me as a digital person, I don't think I've ever gone into a store to just buy a gift. I guess if you're buying a gift for somebody, but like I can't see myself like going physically into a store to get a digital thing.
Feels like a more specialized use case.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'll be transparent. I'm not really sure how big a part of the business that was for Nintendo for a number of reasons. One, it wasn't a focal part of the business, a focus point when I was there. Two, it's been a while since I was there, and so like even if I did know, I wouldn't remember. And then three, even if I did know, I would probably not be too comfortable answering whether of course. A big part of the business. I would imagine that, like you said, in terms of for gifting, it's a nice and easy way to give somebody a gift, and there are people that want games digitally for a lot of nice reasons. I mean, you have your library with you all the time, and
can't lose it.
And so I could see some impulse purchases in retail also going to, I didn't realize that game was out. Like, I'll just go ahead and pick this card up now and download it when I get home.
Yeah, and I guess now, if let's say they do what you were saying, and those cards are going to be matching the price of those digital games, like, you could make a snap decision in that store. Like, you could have gone in for...
Oh, wait, you have a version that's $10 less?
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then maybe that's like that's a better snap decision for you. And so maybe the retailers are like, well, I mean, I'm getting them into the store. They're buying something. I don't care if they're buying something $10 less or $10 more.
Exactly. And maybe now it makes that decision a little bit easier for the consumer. Right. And so I think that's another reason why, Mr. Target might be happy about this. Mm-hmm. Also... The retailers know better than just about anybody that like there are consumers that are still buying physical games, and maybe it's the person wants to have the collection on their shelf, or they believe in game preservation, or they're worried about losing access to a game, whatever the reason may be, there are a healthy segment of consumers out there that want the game physical. And those consumers aren't going to be swayed, I bet, by price changes, right? Their motivation isn't because of price. Exactly. Kit, you like to have the collection. Maybe, but your motivation isn't the price. For you, $10 is not a big enough difference, to sway you. You bought Mario Kart for $80 because you wanted that physical cartridge. You bought it again because you lost the digital cartridge and you wanted it still physically. Sucker, yeah, maybe, but I would say more just you're not motivated by price. Like you have a different factor that's driving your purchase decision, and the retailers know that. Now, when they see there are going to be people that were buying physically, and when they see there's a different lower price, they'll switch. But for those people, I think you could safely argue that they were motivated by multiple factors and not just game preservation or collection. So there's, retail it's hugely important to Nintendo, and they're not going to intentionally do something that's going to provoke the retailers. I do think it's going to make things a little bit more interesting. So part of the reason why somebody like Nintendo values retail so much is the showroom aspect of it. And when you have physical games, that means your space needs to be larger. When your physical games are selling well, that means the retailer wants to have a bigger space. If they're not selling as much physical games, Nintendo's presence is certainly going to shrink. A Target or a Walmart, Best Buy, they're going to allocate that space to categories that are bringing in more revenue for them, that are bringing in more profit for them. And you could go to Best Buy and try and find the DVD section. It doesn't exist anymore. For that reason. So I think the retail space for video games is going to get smaller, and Nintendo's going to have to, and their retail marketing team is going to have to think about, like, what do we do? How do we handle that? Do we need more signage? Do we need bigger posters? What about the fixture, the demo stations? Can they leverage that space more to, get when little Sally is shopping with mom can park her by the Switch 2 demo station and play. But if the video game space gets smaller, maybe that demo station goes away. And so that would be, if I was on the retail marketing team or on the retail strategy team at Nintendo, that's what I would be thinking about and what I would be wondering most right now.
Can you talk a little bit more about what you're saying of why the space overall would be contracting?
Well, if they're selling less physical games, right now they may have, let's say they have anywhere from 4 to 8 feet in that section dedicated to physical games. There's likely going to be some some game developers that are going to say, it doesn't make sense for me to continue making my game physically. I'm just going to go digital. And so that's less space. The retailer is going to say, maybe we don't need to have, if you go into that section, it's rarely ever just one copy of Donkey Kong on the shelf, right? There'll be like 4. Well, maybe the retailer says we only need 2. Those are called facings. Maybe we only need 2 facings of Donkey Kong. Maybe we only need 1 because so many more people are buying from POSA or just buying on the eShop. It's very likely that the software section is going to get a lot smaller.
Yeah. And right now they're obviously, because Nintendo has a great relationship with their retail partners and their physical games do really well, because we all understand that Nintendo buyer that's just like, I love physical, I'm not going to ever go digital. So they do have a big audience that way. And so they are allocated more space because they have that audience now. But
because they're selling them,
Because they're selling them. But that could potentially change with...
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. There's going to be a percent of people that are diehards that are always going to buy physical. They'll stay the same. There's going to be people that, maybe sometimes they go physical, maybe sometimes it's digital. It could be on a game-by-game basis. And then there are going to be some people that say, you know what? now's the time.
I'm out.
I'm out. I'm digital
Yeah.
all the time. And I think what you could safely say is the number of physical games sold in retail stores is going to go down. It's not going to go up. It's going to go down. And if it goes down, then the retailers are going to say, where do I need to allocate my space?
Yeah.
And how should I allocate it? And so I think that section will get smaller.
Yeah.
So going from the price of games to the price of hardware, we just saw Sony just did this
crazy
incredible price hike where
increase.
like the price of the PS5 Pro went up by $150, and we've kind of seen Nintendo resist the pull of having to do that. Do you think that's something that they can fend off, or are they ultimately going to have to go that path as well?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think eventually the hardware price is going to have to go up. I think that there's things that they can and seem to be doing to try and mitigate that, but I also look at this move on software as, if I'm reading it correctly, a way to make a hardware price increase a little bit more palatable. We've seen inflation, being a problem for a while now. Tariffs are a more recent nuisance, but they're not going away anytime soon. The demand for that AI is causing for chips is causing memory prices to go up. And, within the past couple of weeks, we have issues with oil prices going through the roof. And when oil goes through the roof, that's not just shipping costs that go up. That's, there's we can imagine, to get the games from wherever they're being manufactured to the warehouse, to the retailers, to the shelf, that's going to drive the price up. But there's other things that people may not realize. Helium is a byproduct of producing oil. Helium is a key and unreplaceable ingredient in making semiconductors, which means hardware prices go up. It's a unreplaceable byproduct of making silicon wafers, which means if you're Nintendo and you're producing cartridges, that's going up as well. So there's all of these world events that are, have been for a while, putting pressure on pricing and putting pressure on margins. And that they don't seem to be going away. Like tariffs are going to be here for a while, it seems. Inflation is really stubborn, and I don't think the issues that we're seeing in the Middle East with oil pricing is going to help that. In fact, it's likely going to make inflation worsen and stick around for even longer. So, even if they are able to make, concessions in some areas, hardware prices are going to go up, I think, eventually. Now, if the proposition is, you're going to spend a little bit more on hardware, but if you buy your games digitally, you can get them, you can save money there. That's one way to look at it. Nintendo also has a lot of ancillary products, Amiibo, T-shirts, lunch boxes, toys, Lego, that they can make money, from other areas, not just the hardware. So they may be able to put off raising hardware prices for a moment, but I think it's inevitable that they're going to go up.
For the first time, and we've been through various phases with Nintendo through various economic turns and things, but it does really feel like this time in particular, there's just so many outside forces that is kind of forcing their hand in a way that they probably aren't really used to in the past. And so this is kind of new for them too, to kind of manage through it. So I do wonder how they will manage through it and how they're going to, kind of take steps to try to avoid it if they can. Do you see a scenario, Sean, where how they have the Japanese hardware price so much lower? What if they just raise the price in Japan? Could you see that scenario? Or is that just wishful thinking?
How dare you?
I'm just wondering. I'm asking the question.
I think they made that decision because they knew the impacts on the business in Japan were going to be fairly predictable. And Japan is their second biggest market after the U.S., And so I think they want to make sure that they have a healthy install base in Japan, and that they can reward those consumers, again, doing right by the consumer. And like, I don't see them making a move like that in the U.S. Because that's where all the problems are coming from, quite frankly.
It's true. It's sad but true.
I think that if they had to, eventually they could phase that out in Japan. They do have the pretty loyal user base there, and the Switch 2 is just from what I've read, it's just crushing in Japan. So I think if they had to, they could. I don't know that they necessarily would.
You could argue that they got that loyal fan base in Japan already. Those people purchase. It's not a huge market. If it's 50% of their install base now in their 15 million that they've sold, could you argue like, I already got them. I've rewarded them for being an early adopter by giving them the lower price.
I'm sure Mr. Furukawa is going to love to hear an American saying he should raise the price in Japan.
I don't know. I have one. I don't care, but I mean, I'm just wondering.
That's
margin is so. They are losing money on that unit.
Sure.
They're losing money on that Japanese hardware.
And that's why I said I think they could phase it out. I don't know that they will immediately, but I can envision a scenario where we're at the 1 year anniversary, and so this is going away. This SKU is going away. They may phase it out or look for other ways to add value to the package as they phase it out. So in Japan, maybe the price discount goes away, but it comes with
NSO,
like 6 months of NSO or something like that. It comes with
a couple of digital games.
Taking away with one hand and giving something else with another for the Japanese market.
Ambassador program.
You're full of ideas.
Tune in, Mr. Furukawa. Let me solve your problems.
I think, though, we chatted a little bit at the start of our conversation that this is uncharted territory, and you're right. Like they're not used to having to make these type of decisions, and so I think that we know from the time that we were there, they don't ever rush into things quickly. They put a lot of thought into it, and I'm sure that they've had and probably have other levers that they're thinking that they can pull. And what could they do if this happens or if this doesn't happen? Yeah. I think it seems very clearly that we've crossed a line where they said we have to pull this lever, and maybe we will make less money on the digital games than we were before, but we'll still make a good amount of money, and it makes the overall value proposition of owning our console palatable. I think, like, look at what their competitors are doing. They don't have these levers.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a PS5 price increase. Like that console is going to be, at least in the U.S., close to $1,000 for the Pro. That's crazy. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask anybody to pay. With Nintendo's audience skewing a little bit younger, it's a lot harder to ask mom and dad to pay, because a lot of Nintendo's customers aren't buying the game, but aren't buying the system themselves.
I do not envy them, because that's what the place that they're in now is a tough place, because again, those early adopters, the 15, 20 million people that bought a Switch 2 at launch, all three of us in this room, all those millions of people in Japan that were like super fans of Nintendo, like we came into it at this price point, and now they're trying to expand their audience to that next person, which is, to your point, Sean, like maybe a younger audience, maybe Switch 2 for the family, upgrading from a Switch 1. That person's not gonna even want to pay the current price for a Switch 2, and now they have to potentially increase that price and also try to bring in that next audience tier. That seems like an impossible task for them to do. So what would you do?
Well, I'll tell a little bit of story about how I came to Switch 2. I like Mario Kart. It's a great game. It's a fun game. I like playing with friends. I don't play Mario Kart by myself. When Switch 2 launched, Mario Kart didn't appeal to me. Like it doesn't. The way I play games these days is by myself. Sometimes my cat's sitting on the couch next to me. And so I opted to buy the version of the Switch 2 without Mario Kart. The reason why I bought it at launch was because there was a lot of talk of tariffs. And I knew that those tariffs very likely could drive the price of hardware up. And so I said, you know what, there's not really a game at launch that I'm dying to play, but I know eventually there's going to be a ton of games on this system that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and get in now when the console's at theoretically the cheapest price. Because that's another thing. Prices don't go down. Like that's like, we're not going to see a price decrease. Like, if all of a sudden tariffs are gone and they figure out the price of oil and inflation goes away, prices aren't going down.
That's right.
So I bought in because I said it's not going to get any cheaper, and I know I'm going to want it, and I know it's Nintendo. Eventually the games are going to be there that I want to play. So I think that, I feel really bad for the little boys and girls out there that are trying to convince their mom and dad to, but mom, the prices might go up. Like that's not necessarily a winning argument. But the fact is, it's not going to get cheaper. And so I would be mowing lawns, and I don't think they do paper routes anymore, but I would be doing what I can to get things before the price goes up.
Yeah.
I've actually thought about, when does the PS5 price go up? It's the first
April
week in
2nd.
April or something. April 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've actually thought about I have a base PS5. Do I trade that in and get the PS5 Pro? Because I think the hardware generation is going to get extended. Yeah. I think if I'm Sony, I want to get as many miles out of the PS5 generation as I can before introducing the PS6. So, I think people are going to have to start doing that math of the price is likely not going to go down. So if I want one, it's the cheapest it's going to be right now.
Yeah, you are a very informed consumer. Mom,
much more so than most. Yeah.
Yeah, super informed. So, but Grandma's gonna be like, "Girl, I'm out."
Oh dear.
Yeah.
oh me, oh my. $900. I can't buy this.
Yeah, and I think look, kids tend to be really good at making those arguments to their parents or their grandparents, but if you buy it now, I'll get so much fun out of this, and the games are I could buy them digitally, and then you don't have to yell at me to clean up my room because
I can save $10.
They're not lying all over, and I can save $10. I don't know. I mean, at least with the Nintendo console, the kids are going to be able to make that argument. So there's something for them.
I can't wait for the kids to all become economic experts on tariffs, foreign wars, oil prices, chip components,
exactly.
to convince their parents to buy them that Switch 2 right now. I can't wait for the genius kids to here's my PowerPoint presentation on foreign war and oil prices.
Well, great. I mean, look, now they're probably, because I think kids these days probably all know how to use AI and ChatGPT.
Yeah,
they're probably hitting the chatbots okay, ChatGPT, tell me how to convince my parents, and drinking a lake in Minnesota so that they can get their Switch.
Is there anything else that's happening in this kind of games retail space that smart fans should be taking note of?
Yeah.
Look, one, like I said, understanding that the prices are unlikely to go down. So if you see a deal now, understand that it's likely as good a deal as you're going to see. Knowing that accessory prices is one area where all of the manufacturers are able to, first of all, margin on accessories is much higher. So that's going to be, I think, where you see a lot of the price increases get hidden. So Nintendo, one of the things they did from the start was increase the price of accessories, right?
Mm-hmm.
So start making those decisions. Do I need that Pro controller? Maybe not. I think like keeping an eye on that. That's also, accessories are also, interestingly enough, where you tend to see deals like come Black Friday. Like, you know, you start seeing, like, I know Sony always had the best time to buy your Sony controllers are like Black Friday from Walmart, because they will undercut everybody. And so, like, taking advantage of, like, when there is a deal, knowing, like, recognizing that it's a deal. I mean, the consumers these days just have to be a lot more educated on what, like, the normal price is, so that they can recognize when there's a deal.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about Black Friday. Does that mean that the sort of dollars off hardware discounts are going to become, like, a thing of the past because these companies just can't pull it off?
So those discounts often are not necessarily funded from the manufacturers. A lot of times you'll see a retailer, you know, sometimes it's like a little niche retailer, not one of the big guys. Sometimes it is a big guy like a Walmart or an Amazon, just have an absolutely crazy price on hardware. I would be willing to bet, and from my experience, more often than not, it's not Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo funding that discount. It's the retailer saying, we're going to lose this much for a one-day flash sale just to get people to the site. What you tend to see from the retailers, more of Nintendo's model of packing in a game.
A digital game, yeah.
Yeah. For the longest time, the Switch One had the Black Friday bundle was Mario Kart 8.
Oh yeah,
right?
years.
And it's smart. I mean, it's a game that they know most people are gonna want, and you know, parents know Mario. They know that it's, you know,
safe,
good for all ages, and they do things that way by packing in as opposed to discounting. Nintendo especially prefers to hold the value of their product, so they don't want to discount anything. They would rather just give you more of something. So I would look for like NSO bundles. I think, you know, maybe you might see it'll be maybe a hardware bundle with a game and a Pro controller, and they can essentially say, like, well, we're not discounting the hardware, we're discounting the Pro controller.
Yeah. So we've talked about, like, just the wild west almost of the situation that Nintendo is in right now. A lot of these factors are outside of their control. So if you were in Nintendo's shoes, what would you do?
What would I be doing? Well, one, making sure that we still have some presence in retail. Like, what does that look like? I would be looking to rethink retail from, you know, at one time that's where you went to get your game, and it was a showroom for the games. So how do we maintain that space, knowing that, you know, a big chunk of it is going to be getting a lot smaller. Maybe that's introducing more ancillary products, more accessories. I'd love to see different color Joy-Con start making their presence. You know, that was one of the fun things about the first Switch was it was a way you could personalize it, right?
Yeah,
and
totally.
You know, if you're lucky enough to live in San Francisco and be able to go to the San Francisco Nintendo store, or if you're lucky enough to visit, there's a really cool thing in that store where it's only on the original Switch, but you can buy an original Switch with any color Joy-Con that they've produced. You can pick that out. And now I'm not saying that you'll see something like that in Target, but if there were different colored Joy-Cons for the Switch 2, Target would want to carry a number of those Joy-Cons, and that's one way to keep the section big. And it's something that's important for retailers. You know, I keep using Target as an example because, like, that's where I tend to shop. But you know, Best Buy, Walmart, they like selling the accessories because there's good margin in those accessories, and consumers like buying them because, you know, they want to pick out the color. Maybe they want to see it in the store to, like, you know, it's a little bit hard to tell from a website what the color looks like. So there's a reason there for you know, having additional assortment in retail and maintaining a bigger space. And if you have the bigger space, that means you are better able to capture somebody's mind and attention as they're walking past. It's a lot easier to see a bigger space. What I would be focused on is how do we maintain that presence? How do we maintain that part of the store that is such a big part of Nintendo's marketing strategy?
Yeah. Wow, I feel so informed.
Not the most uplifting conversation, but really important stuff for people to know.
It is, and it's good to just get out there with like actual factual stuff to honestly consider your options. Like you need to understand the landscape we're in to consider your options. And I think, Sean, you did such a good job of just like very clearly describing like what's going on out there, which is just a big black box of mystery when it comes to normal people trying to figure out.
And it's it's unfortunate situations, and it could be a little bit depressing knowing that like prices in a lot of areas are going to be going up, and but I think the key is to be an informed, more so now than ever, to be an informed consumer, and the more you can know about this is what what the normal price is, or this is what the price is now, is going to help you make those decisions and recognize that seems like a good price. Because I know what the normal is. When Fire Emblem comes out or the new Pokemon games come out, if you know what standard pricing for full AAA games looks like, you'll better be able to decipher whether this is a price increase or a price decrease. Because everything that I said is assuming that this is a price decrease for digital, and I believe it will be, but I don't know.
That's a really good. I had not considered that as sort of like a stepping stone towards goodwill. They're decreasing here, but they're probably going to be increasing there.
Step one of a multi-phase
It's
plan.
Probably true that it's step one of a multi-phased, multi-month, multi-year plan, right?
It has to be. When you buy, a console, it's a multi-year investment, right? You're going to have this console, and most people are going to be buying more than one game. Now, certainly there's that person that's just still driving around in Mario Kart, and that's all they're doing with their Switch too. But most people are going to buy something else, and so if you have to make the case that like, well, the hardware is going to get more expensive, being able to say, but you're going to spend a little bit less on software if you do it this way. If you buy the digital, and by the way, that makes things, keeps Nintendo shareholders and their C-suite happy, because they're not seeing huge decreases in they're still profitable. So that's where I think things are.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Sean. This was an amazing conversation, as always. To hear your expertise is always welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's always fun to chat with you guys, even when the subject matter might not be the happiest, most pleasant. But I think, hopefully your listeners are or themselves and preparing for things the best way they can, using that AI to convince their parents if they need to, or convince their loved ones, or even convince themselves. Here's what I need to do to justify this purchase. But I don't think physical is going to go away. Certainly not because of this. But the way and where you go about getting it might change a little bit.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sean. We love you. You're the best.
Oh, we're back.
Every time.
Aren't you ready? Clearly we're back. We're so back.
I was so ready, but then you still surprised me, so I wasn't ready. Sean is great. Isn't Sean just the
He's
bee's
the best.
knees?
We're very lucky to have
He's
him.
the cat's pajamas.
To hop on when needed.
Yes.
To
call the expert.
Again, just set us straight.
It's like when you're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and you need to phone a friend.
Like when you get called by the Nintendo podcast.
Oh, I was called. I was an expert to him.
Yeah.
This is what happened. We got to scratch each other's back here. Come on, guys.
Yes.
It's all a wonderful tapestry. But yes, Sean.
Did you know that was happening? Did you know that was happening?
He literally Wood texted me.
Did he say you would be on the podcast?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay.
He said, "Can I call you? I'm live on the podcast right now. I have a question about Tomodachi Live. Can I call you?" And I said yes.
Right.
So yeah, I did.
Okay.
It wasn't like he trapped
So you didn't have like some reality show, like curlers in your hair.
It was a voice. I wasn't my jammy jams at the time, and I was about to eat like a snack. I was like having like some like afternoon.
What if you say, "Can you go cameras on right now?" Like it's a meeting.
I would probably have to like give me like 30 seconds.
Give me 5 minutes.
Give me 30 seconds to walk into a different room.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it was great. But yes, calling a friend, calling an expert is always wonderful.
Great.
And
Yes.
Sean said it straight. Hey, I love it.
We have a big fat news section coming up in just a minute, but of course we have another sponsor to shout out as well. This episode is sponsored by Mint Mobile.
Wow.
And believe it or not, some people like money out there and like to hold on to their money, especially these days. It's important.
We just talked to Sean about money.
To hold on to the money. It sounds like we're going to need it.
Yes.
But you know who else likes money are those traditional big wireless carriers. And you know what? I had a phone call with them a while back about like what exactly is in my bill, because it had just kind of started to balloon.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is all of this? And I could not believe just the nonsense gobbledygook that they had just, without even telling me. And they're like, oh, well, we added this and that. And it's like, can you do this?
This is what happens when you don't check on it for a while. And I've been guilty of that too. And they have so many like bogus fees, so many things where I'm like, wait, when did you add this? Because I don't remember signing up for that, but signing up was 10 years ago. So obviously I can't keep track of it. But the thing with Mint Mobile is you don't have to worry about all that stuff. It's just $15 a month.
Yes.
And you get all the things. There's no like weird hidden stuff. There's no weird fees.
No.
It's just what you see is what you get, which is
then
what's important.
It's all the stuff that you want. You got the high-speed data, the unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. So you really just come to understand, like, there's just a lot of like fillery stuff that gets thrown in there. It's like Mint Mobile knows exactly what you want and need, and that's what they're giving it to you at a great price, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I also like how you can very easily just bring your own phone number over.
Gotta have that.
You can't do the thing where you're changing your phone number. Then you got the new phone who dis. Nobody wants that. And you can activate your
What if that happened to Wood Hawker?
I wouldn't
when
have
he's trying to phone a friend on the podcast.
I wouldn't even picked up that phone. I would have deleted that message. No. But yes, it's great. It's so easy to just move all your stuff over. There's no long-term contracts. Like you get locked into these big wireless brands.
Yeah.
And there's no hassle.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay, great. If you like your money, Mint Mobile is for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/KitandKrysta. That's mintmobile.com/KitandKrysta. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month 5 gigabyte plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for the first 3 months only, then full price plan options are available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
I'll put the link here with a QR code for you to scan and also in the description below.
All right, let's take a question from Patreon. We're taking one from Gartooth this time. You've mentioned before about how after Reggie retired, happy birthday, Reggie. His birthday was last week, I recall.
Yes.
There wasn't anyone at NOA left who could push back on NCL in terms of doing things that would work better in the US market. Could you elaborate what you meant by that? I assume it was ways in which games were marketed over here differently compared to how they were marketed in Japan. Also, are there any examples that spring to mind from recent years where things could have been handled better in this market that you would assume played out the way they did because there wasn't someone like Reggie still at the company?
Yeah, so, Reggie was really in such a unique position of having that kind of very just special relationship with Mr. Iwata. Like, the trust that they had in each other and the respect that they had in each other was really something special and, like, kind of unheard of a little bit. And because of that relationship, Reggie was able to basically just get, like, so much independence for the NOA team to kind of do the things. And that's how, we were able to launch a lot of like the NOA specific stuff that you and I worked on. Like the Nintendo Power Podcast was kind of under that umbrella. Nintendo Inspired was kind of under that umbrella. Like, all of that stuff was kind of championed by Reggie. And you know, there were moments in those projects where Reggie would be like, well, I'm putting my foot down.
Right.
This is an NOA market-specific marketing activity, so I will be making the final decision. Respectfully, bye.
Yeah.
So, and they would respectfully be like, okay, we will step back.
Yeah, the Nintendo Power Podcast was a perfect example of that because it was something that from day one NCL didn't really like, and they let us know.
They didn't understand.
They didn't understand. They didn't like it, and they let us know. And Reggie basically said, like you were saying, like this is a marketing execution for our region. We have these guardrails in place for it to be what we want it to be, and it was. So he was really our shield against all of that. And then after he left, NCL tried again, and the feedback was like, "Oh, NCL doesn't like this. I guess we'd better stop."
Yeah.
That's what they were saying to me, and I was like, well, nothing has changed.
Right.
Like we had a way of doing this.
The guardrails are still in place.
The guardrails are still there. We still have a lot of processes to make this high quality, and it seems to have a good reaction with the fans. So no.
Yeah.
And so I kind of had to play the role of Reggie because I was just doing what I'd seen him do.
Right.
And then I left, and then shortly after it just gets shut down.
It got shut down.
So
literally got shut down.
Somebody has to stick their neck out there when there are these kind of high leverage debates.
Yes.
And a lot of people just don't want to do that.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
Some people are just totally happy with.
I'm not going to die on that hill.
You don't have to die on that hill.
Right.
Like it's okay, So, but Reggie definitely died on a few hills for us and for other big marketing initiatives. I mean, like the whole Wii Sports Packed In stuff that was in his book.
There's plenty of examples in the book.
So many examples of things that he just felt strongly about that is going to be a thing that's going to be important for the NOA market. That he did die on that hill,
right?
But he earned that respect, and he was able to have that authority, And a lot of people just won't do it now at NOA. They're just like, it's not worth my stress and time, and that's perfectly fine as well. I think the thing that would have been the thing that was such a miss recently is Metroid Prime 4 marketing. Like, I feel like someone should have died on that hill. Like, no one did. It didn't seem like anyone really stuck their neck out to say, to raise any sort of red flag, like, hey, we should be talking about this game earlier. Hey, maybe that demo is not the best to show the, sort of the actual impression of the game. Hey, maybe we should explain some of these things a little bit more so people aren't surprised when they are in an empty desert. There's so many things that someone that truly understood that game and how important it was for the NOA market should have stood up for. But then nobody did, and then here we are. So that's one thing that I was thinking man, if Reggie was there, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Let the news begin, and we want to start by I've got a big chunk of Mario movie stuff, even though we're still waiting for this movie to come out.
Yeah.
I'll talk about Fox McCloud and this reveal that happened.
Spoiler alert!
Well, that's the first thing. I'm
totally joking.
So, when and where did you first see this, and what was your reaction?
Well, Nintendo and Universal Pictures posted it.
Yes.
And I saw it on the official channels. And
okay.
My first reaction was, I was wrong. And that's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I saw it in our Discord. Because I wake up and I like to have a quick little look at what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are people saying? And somebody had posted that, and I was like, oh, somebody did a fake poster for Fox McCloud. Because I was like, why would they? I mean, even if it was a little cameo, why would they do a whole poster for it?
Yeah.
It just in my brain, it was just there's something's getting set off of this doesn't seem real. And then I went on to the actual channels and looked. I was like, oh, there it is from the actual accounts. How interesting.
Yeah, I was really surprised at people's reactions though, because you made a short reacting to it a little bit, and people were so mad in the comments. They're I can't believe you put that picture in the background of that video. And I was like, but it's from Nintendo, literally from the official. It wasn't a leak.
If you consider that a leak, then you consider the movie's existence to be a leak.
I know,
and that's an extreme version. But Wart being in the movie, that's a leak. This is part
everything
of their
in the posters.
Right.
Then
they want you to see this. They have officially communicated this to the world.
And then
please look at this.
They also announced the voice actor shortly afterwards.
Right.
So I was just really confused by that reaction, I guess, because I didn't have that reaction. I was like, oh.
So Glenn Powell is doing the voice. Again,
awesome,
we don't know how big this role is, if it's just like a one-line thing, or who knows.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe there's more, but that's a big name actor.
Yeah,
who they got. Cool. Yeah, he did that little funny little video.
Yeah, I like that.
Where he revealed himself. How do you feel about this focus beyond the Mario universe in general, though?
Yeah, I mean, I love Star Fox. I love...
Do you?
I do love Star Fox. I do. Hey, I was the only one on our team that beat Star Fox Zero. Let's just put that out there.
Oh, man.
It was.
Congratulations.
I suffered.
You finished it.
I suffered through that horrible game.
That last boss was raging.
I beat that last boss. You rage quit. I
rage quit on the last boss.
Yes, I know.
I was like,
I gutted it out.
I don't need to invest any more time or energy in this annoying boss of this game.
I was mad the whole time.
This game that I do not like.
But I still did it.
Yes, congratulations.
So I am the #1 Star Fox fan. I'm just kidding. No, I do. I love Star Fox. I do, and I like the characters. I love Fox. I love all the characters in Star Fox. I just don't understand. I mean, again, this. Who knows how big the role is the thing. Like, it could just be like a quick, hey, Mario, bye, Mario, and that's it. And if that's the case, then whatever, who cares? But, yeah, it just feels like there's still a lot of Mario things left for them to do in these movies. Why expand out beyond the Mario universe now? That just feels like a step too far for, like, the second movie. Yeah. Especially when the movie is titled the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Like, I have a real... I haven't seen the movie yet, and maybe these questions will all be answered once I do see the movie. It's like, if you're going to title it the Super Mario Galaxy movie, then shouldn't that not be the focus?
It's in space. Fox is in space.
Fox is in space. I guess that's a little bit of a connection there, but yeah, it feels a little out of place for me. But if it's just like one of those like short cameos, then that's fine. And then the other thing that's just so funny, and you mentioned this already as well, is like Mr. Miyamoto is literally calling his own number. And he does not
his Nepo babies?
He has no shame in like putting his Nepo babies on a velvet cushion and just like, here, take it, look at this, my babies. And, honestly, can't even fault the guy. He can do what he wants. He can do whatever he wants, and he's still perfect in my eyes. But it's just kind of funny that even someone like Mr. Miyamoto, who should be like the most confident person ever, like look at the things that I've made, I'm awesome, I'm a genius, has like things in his life that he's still like dissatisfied with, clearly. Because now he's like, well, I got an opportunity to like showcase my babies in this big movie, and you betcha we're gonna see some Pikmin. You betcha we're gonna see Fox McCloud and whatever else he decides he wants to show. So I just thought that was kind of funny,
Yeah, I do think he had a bad taste in his mouth after Star Fox Zero, which he was really very involved in. He was involved. And remember, he did do those short animated. I don't know if they were short movies or whatever you would call them.
Little cinematic
but those were really well done and really cool. And I remember I got pulled into his private office when I was visiting to talk about kind of the launch plan for that. It was him and Mr. Imamura. That's a great Nintendo story time. We'll do that later.
Yeah.
But he was super invested in that. So yeah, I think he wants another shot at Star Fox.
He does.
Getting big and getting the recognition that he thinks it deserves. It does seem like, again, to what we were saying at the top, I think they were worried that this would leak. So it's kind of probably an interesting debate was...
should we reveal or not?
Is it better for us to just officially put it out there, even though we wanted it to be a surprise, versus some random guy...
It's always better for it
with
to be
some little
official.
cell phone clip.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because then if a random person leaks it, it's not going to be like a very good image of it.
Right.
Like people will get the wrong impression,
Right. Right.
So yes, I'm sure they would have loved for people to find this as a surprise, but they probably knew that just wasn't going to happen. And the alternative was like some terrible leak. And at least they can control it if they do it themselves, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
We asked our Patreon subscribers how they were feeling about the reveal and got a lot of different answers. Biker Rosalina said, as a big Rosalina fan who was so devastated back in the day when Galaxy 2 decided to opt out from telling a new story, I get more and more excited for every new detail shown about the Mario Galaxy movie. I don't feel dread from each new cameo and crossover that could overshadow the retelling of Galaxy 1. I am just so excited that Nintendo has showed ambition with storytelling here. It may just end up being an overcrowded mess, but that is so much more commendable than being scared to try it all.
Very good, very true.
Yeah? Gartooth's back with another comment. I think this was undeniably a win for the Star Fox franchise to have so many people who will see Fox's appearance in the movie. I also think it was really smart of Universal to drop this a week ahead of the movie's release for building last-minute anticipation for it. Personally, I feel like this is a little tacky, though. I'm not against Easter eggs to other Nintendo series in these movies, but I thought they were more tastefully done in the first Mario film by being in the background for fans to spot. This feels a bit too Marvel for my taste, although I feel like the point of a Mario Galaxy film is being lost if this is all about building a Nintendo cinematic universe instead. And Ninja11 says, as someone who only played Star Fox Zero and a bit of 64, this franchise needs a major overhaul to be relevant in today's gaming landscape. People mostly know this franchise as these cool guys from Smash, so lean into it and make a good game that is mostly on foot with some good air fight sections. I hope this follows the DK playbook of appearing in the movie and following it up with a good game.
Yeah.
Still waiting to hear anything about Donkey Kong. You got no posters for that guy.
No posters.
No.
That's going to be a post-credit scene still.
Mellow Fellow says, remember when we thought this was going to be a Super Mario World movie? Oh, how naive we were.
That's true.
I still maintain that would have been an awesome movie.
I think
that would have been such a great... We got all these Koopalings running around. You could do all the fun, whatever fun casting you wanted to do for all of those.
That would have been great.
You could still do your big Yoshi review. Man. And then you can do the... I still... We gotta see.
They jumped a step.
We gotta see this movie, but that does feel like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
So the movie premiere happened over the weekend. It was in Japan. It was in Kyoto, where Nintendo headquarters is. They held it in a place called the Minimiza Theater, which I guess is this kind of classic kabuki stage.
That's fun.
Which is cool because I started to see some of the pictures out of it, and they had like people in kabuki outfits.
They were doing like a little opener with the kabuki theater performers.
Yeah, I didn't understand what the connection was, and then I saw they're doing it there. So that makes a lot of sense.
Fun. Yeah.
They sent the best and brightest, including Jeff Keighley, out there.
There he is.
To experience it, and it sounds like everybody had a great time. They had the whole cast there. And all of these Nintendo developers, so in addition to Mr. Miyamoto, they had Koji Kondo, Takashi Tezuka, Mr. Koizumi, and I think Mr. Motokura was also on there. I think that's him on the far right.
I gotta zoom in.
Not mentioned by Jeff Keighley.
Yes, Motokura.
Game of the Year
Let's see if we can name
nominee.
Everybody.
Multi-time Game of the Year nominee,
Yeah,
Mr.
he's
Motokura.
sitting next to Mr. Tezuka, who's sitting next to Mr. Koizumi. These must be Universal people because they're not Japanese.
Yeah, I think there's some Universal. You know what's so interesting about this movie?
Tell me.
We know nothing about these directors. Like, they are never shown. They never get a chance to like do an interview or anything. It's
They're not the spotlight.
But it's like kind of an important job to be the directors of the movie.
I think they happily stepped aside.
Sure. I guess they've got so many other people who can talk about it. But it's like, that's different than most
movies you do here.
You know,
that's like
something about these guys.
It's true.
Very
true.
That's just a real achievement of getting all of these movie stars out in Japan for like a week.
I know.
And it's all like, we started in Kyoto, we were doing promotion, then we went up to Tokyo.
They did some stuff in the museum.
They went to the museum, and they were just on like this hardcore junket. And
How fun though for them.
It's like, what is this? This is like seven people, like seven big name Hollywood people.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're gonna bring them all together in Japan. It's like, man, that's a major
undertaking,
a major investment, just like a big push
that
for this movie.
That costs a lot of money.
Yeah, like that ain't free.
No,
you're still paying for these people's time.
Don't get fooled, guys.
Oh, Jack Black showed out because he thought it'd be fun.
Oh, he thinks. I mean, I'm sure he thinks it's gonna be fun, but he's getting paid millions and millions of dollars to show up on this press tour.
Go to Japan for a week.
Exactly, for a week. Imagine how much that's gonna cost.
Yeah.
Times 7.
Right.
And some of these, Anya Taylor-Joy is probably more expensive than Jack Black.
Yeah, I mean, they don't do this.
Brie Larson's probably more expensive than Jack Black.
Not every movie gets this kind of treatment.
No.
You know?
No, it's a big deal. Big deal. Spent a lot of money on this. Spent a lot of money on this marketing.
Mr. Miyamoto took the stage and had some things to say. He said, I truly hope these characters stay with you long after the movie ends tonight. And one more thing, it's the 40th anniversary of Super Mario. you'll find there are a multitude of characters, familiar and nostalgic from the Super Mario series, so I'd like to propose a challenge. Count them if you can, if you dare.
Threats.
But please keep count when watching the movie. So with that said, I'd like to welcome everyone to Kyoto, and the show is about to begin. So you have a personal challenge from Mr. Miyamoto to count all of the characters.
Mario characters. It's going to be a lot. It's like count the jelly beans in this jar.
Yeah.
Is he going to give me like a free lunch somewhere if I get it right?
And then I assume this is one of the influencers who went to the movie.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a spoiler. I actually think this is helpful information. He said that the movie has 2 post-credit scenes.
And stay for both.
And we obviously don't know what these are yet.
Right.
But that's always good, because I'm always like, well, when can I leave?
You can't leave ever until they turn the lights on. Stay in that theater.
You must watch all of these credits.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay.
You do.
Got it. I will do that. But it seems like it was a really successful premiere.
Yeah.
It was very fun to keep an eye on that from afar. And yeah, what a cool way to do it.
I thought it was really funny that like for the first movie they did like sort of the classic
traditional
Hollywood
LA.
LA premiere treatment.
Right.
And then for this they're like, no. You get on our turf now.
Yeah.
You do it on our turf. Mm-hmm. And they were able to do it in Kyoto, which is so cool.
Yeah. And who knows what other kind of like unofficial or like off camera things, like to go to Nintendo headquarters, do a meet and greet with the executives and all of that stuff.
Come sit in my private office for a while, Anya.
Right.
Hang out with me. Why not?
Sure. The Keggers asks, are you impressed with the Mario movie marketing? I feel like this is the most marketing I've ever seen for anything Nintendo has ever done. It's everywhere. On top of all the merch and branded collaborations, the movie Instagram account has been recently posting about how they sent a bunch of influencers to Japan for the premiere. Is the put Mario everywhere strategy a good one in your opinion?
I've been very impressed with their marketing campaign.
It's an A+ if you ask me.
I think it's an A++. I think
great.
It's awesome. This is what you want, especially right now when you are just, weeks away. They really like doubled down on everything. They had everything was just like launching at just the right time. People were like seeing stuff just the right time. McDonald's toys and popcorn buckets and toys and merch and deodorant and cereal and all the things.
This is the opposite of just enough.
This is like
more than enough.
More everything.
Because like every day, like I go on like Instagram or whatever, and they have some new unique custom
thing,
like vertically cut clip that they have made. It's like that's a lot.
They must have made so
Say,
many.
hey, you guys just made a movie. Can you make me a dozen of these little clips?
It's like more than that.
Like that's a major undertaking.
And to manage all of these celebrities doing all of these interviews, like we were saying, like I saw Brie Larson hatching a Yoshi egg. I saw her doing with Charlie Day, which was really cute.
Yeah.
They're just not only are they doing like, let me talk about the movie in like an interview. They're doing like these fun kind of just like promotional things, which is like really cool. Right. So they did a great job.
And we know that a lot of like for example, they're doing a Happy Meal right now. Like that's something you have to initiate like
years in advance.
Well over a year in advance. And
they were thinking about
for them to like nail
the
week, especially since they had like a date change on this movie as well. It's like they absolutely nailed the timing on that.
The timing is so tough.
It's like
for this.
It's not like they just like slapdash some marketing plan in the last like 6 months. It's like
they've been working on this.
I mean, Universal knows like this is as they say, a tentpole release.
High touch.
For us. Like, we have to do absolutely everything they can. Hopefully Nintendo learned a thing or two.
I know, right? Nintendo's just like sitting on their hands.
Sometimes you can do more.
Chilling, hanging out. But way to get...
And they're just pushing out a dusty tweet about Samus's shoes. that Joe left in the draft 7 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, they've been good about like tagging the Nintendo account. They didn't have to do any work too, which was like so lucky on the Nintendo side. Like they just rode the coattails of Universal and the money. They didn't have to spend any money and they didn't have to do any work. What a win for them! My God.
Well, they are co-investors in the movie.
Not the marketing.
Right.
Though.
Right.
Yeah, the marketing.
Well, do we know that for sure?
Oh, you know what? Maybe not.
They didn't do it.
Yeah.
Universal did it.
But they might have funded part of it.
They probably were funding part of it. But I mean,
but still,
great job by Universal to pull all this off.
Exactly. The doing it part is very difficult. I mean, you do need the money to do it, though, too. Mm-hmm, but I was it's like very like lucky for Nintendo that on the marketing side, they can just like ride the Universal marketing.
Right. And it also just seems like since that last Direct, where they had that last trailer. It just seems like every couple days there's some new thing ratcheting it up, which is interesting because it felt like after that third trailer, it was like, all right, we've seen enough.
But then clearly we did not see enough.
Apparently we didn't, because they found even more stuff
to show us.
And that really got collectively all of us excited.
I truly got it totally worked on me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was excited to begin with, obviously. I was looking forward to this movie, but that thing, the ramp up that they did, which is so important. We talk about this all the time, that launch ramp up is so important, and you just need to be ready, because it's just you just need to kind of fire hose all this stuff out. And they were ready. They were ready, and it totally worked, which was amazing. Good for them.
So much more to come on the Mario movie. We want to talk about this new Nate the Hate. You call it a leak, a report. What do you want to call it? I don't know.
I mean, it's more than a leak at this point, I think.
The latest from Nate the Hate. We are
there
calling
you go.
It. Which again was something that was impossible to avoid. If you don't want to hear about this, if somehow you've been able to avoid this,
then
skip ahead
forward 10 minutes.
Skip ahead 10 minutes or so. But we're going to talk about this. So he dropped a new podcast late last week where he was talking about a lot of stuff that he had heard that is coming from Nintendo for this year, and even some major updates on games for next year.
Yeah.
And I always like to listen to these because there's a difference between what you see in the headlines versus what he actually says.
Yeah, sometimes the headlines can get a bit
in the
inflated.
podcast, because I do find people sometimes don't completely see the distinction between something where he has received information that he is sharing
versus his own predictions.
And I think he's very clear on his podcast of saying I'm predicting this.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's doing predictions if he's the leaker. I do think it muddies the water a little bit.
I think what he's doing is he's hearing bits and pieces of information. He's just trying to connect the dots. And some of those connections are his own predictions, but the core, the seed of information is probably accurate, right? Wherever he's getting it from.
Right.
That's what I think.
And he's been active for, I'd have to go back and check and see when he really started going heavy on this
more
stuff.
More than 2 years, I would say.
It's been a long time, and he has a solid track record. A lot of people have pointed out some of his misses.
There has been some misses.
But again, specifically over the last year or so, he's been very accurate. He knew when the Switch reveal was specifically going to happen. He always seems to have updates on directs and all of that.
Totally.
But this seems like his biggest transmission ever. Again, what do you want to call it? Whatever it is.
Yeah. Sharing of information.
This seems like Nate the Hate has entered a new kind of
echelon
of whatever this is.
Yeah, I mean, this is beyond the puro, let me be coy and drop cryptic tweets before a direct.
Right.
This is some guy laying out Nintendo's entire year-long plus 2027 roadmap.
Right. I saw him, somebody was tweeting to him, and I saw him respond of well, I didn't reveal everything. And it's well, we kind of know if this is accurate. We'll have to wait and see. We kind of know a game a month, and maybe there's a couple other things, but it sure seems like the majority.
Sure seems the majority of the stuff is here.
The majority of it. So let's kind of go through what some of this stuff is. So he's hearing that there's going to be a new quote classic Star Fox game in, he's heard, the very near future. And that'll be the first new Star Fox game since Star Fox Zero. So that's 10 years. Since the last Star Fox game, man.
So this must be a remake of a classic Star Fox game, right?
I don't know.
Maybe?
He said Star Fox is coming back summer 2026. We're getting a new Star Fox game in the very near future. I've been told it's a classic style Star Fox game. And he's also said the visuals are very good and that we'll have online multiplayer.
Cool.
So this one in particular, I saw a lot of different takes on this from people. I want to know where you fall. Because a lot of people were saying, this kind of spoiled the surprise for me. I wish I didn't know about this. But then also I saw a lot of people saying, Nintendo did this to themselves because they like to play these games where they wait until the last second to try and surprise you with something that's out in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So maybe if they just, did things like everybody else, then they wouldn't they wouldn't have to worry about all these leaks.
I remember talking about this at Nintendo where, like, you know, they were so, at the time, but even before we left, it was already getting kind of leaky. And they were just so, like, trying to scare the daylights into you about, like, being careful about these disclosures, being careful about not to let things leak, yada, yada. And I remember having a discussion in a meeting where we were talking about this stuff, and I was like, I think either myself or a couple other people brought up, like, what do we think about, you know, a different strategy, like kind of like the Marvel or Disney strategy where they do lay out their roadmap of what's upcoming a few years in advance, and we were like laughed out of the room basically.
Yeah.
And they're like hanging on to sort of this old way of doing things, and I kind of agree. I think that the way that the world receives information is different now. And it's not going to be easy to keep things under wraps for that long. So their options are two. One, you announce it earlier and you don't do the thing that you like to do, which is like, and it's out in a month or whatever, which they love to do because they want that immediacy from announcement to when you can buy something because they want your money. Or you have to be okay with the leaks.
I think this is a case where two things can be true, and we often like to see like, oh, thing good, thing bad. I think it's like both of these are true. I think Nintendo should have the ability to reveal the game the way that they want, you know, in their intended fashion, to have whatever effect, impact, response that they are looking for. But I also think the longer you go, and we know this, like this is something that was discussed in Nintendo, the longer you wait, the higher the risk is of a leak. So they just have to be comfortable with this path that they have taken of, we're going to try and pull this off, but
knowing that
this is harder than announcing something a year in advance.
And knowing and being comfortable with the fact that when it leaks, you have to change your plans.
Right. My guess is I don't think anybody's comfortable
I don't think so
with
either.
that.
I think they're
like,
in denial.
It's like, no, this has to be perfect. And
they're in denial.
It's a failure if there's a leak. And
yeah, so they're just failing every time then. Feels great, I'm sure.
Great times over there.
You're doing it to yourself, though.
Great times over there.
You're making yourself crazy over this.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll catch him.
Oh, well, that ain't the end of it. This went on.
I mean, it's gonna continue. Someone else will.
No, even in no. We gotta keep going on the stuff he was saying.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, maybe they'll catch him.
Well, now he's public enemy number one over there.
Okay.
So he says, and so the interesting thing is, after the Nate the Hate episode went out, some other people started popping up, including VGC, who said, yeah, this also matches what we have been hearing. Oh. So that does help to the people who might say, like, well, this is just, one person's feelings or whatever. And it's like, well, other people, and, the VGC is like, they're in the traditional media mold, they're also hearing these things, and now they're popping up and saying this too.
Right.
Which is an interesting move on their part. As well, because they knew about this up to this point, so now they felt comfortable enough saying it. Anyway, the other thing was that the next 3D Mario platformer will not come this year, says Nate the Hate, and instead that it's coming next year.
Okay. And
it may not even be Mario Titans.
No.
Which is...
My hopes and dreams are crushed.
It's going to take me a while to really come around on that. You sure about that, buddy?
I need an elephant.
You sure about that, Nate?
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling. I mean, I already had a feeling that we probably wouldn't be getting a 3D Mario this year. But, yeah.
But...
So I'm not super surprised by that one.
He had a big but after that. He said, there's still something coming this year from a big franchise, and according to Nate the Hate, that is a remake of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Your prediction.
Which was something that I predicted.
Yeah.
I think I predicted that we would learn about it this year, but it would be out like Q1 2027.
Right, yeah.
But kind of in the same ballpark.
Yes.
So those were kind of like the three biggies that he had to talk about. Star Fox, 3D Mario next year, and then Ocarina of Time
later this
remake.
Year.
If that's that Ocarina of Time remake, that's going to be a really interesting. Like, what is the approach for that going to be?
How do you remake that game?
Because
so the last remake was 3DS.
We've seen a lot more of like younger generation's opinions on Mario 64, and we know the opinions are not very good.
No, because it's like a dated approach.
But I've seen a lot less of the opinions on Ocarina of Time, which is also kind of a similar idea of like let's translate a classic franchise into 3D. And I feel like you're going to need to do a little bit more than just slap some nice graphics on this.
Yeah, they're going to need to do some like quality of life stuff.
I think there's a bit more that's going to have to happen.
But then the last remake was 3DS though.
Sure.
So it hasn't been as long.
That was a long time ago too.
But not as long. And they did already do some quality of life stuff on the 3DS version.
That was like 15 years ago.
I know.
Krista,
it's true.
That was a long time ago.
It's true, but it's not as long as Nintendo 64.
I don't know.
That's like 40, 30, whatever years.
I don't know.
That's like half the time.
That's a long time.
Okay.
Anyways, he had other stuff too.
He had timing for like some of the already announced stuff.
He was kind of thrown out that the summer games would be Splatoon Raiders, Rhythm Heaven, and then Fire Emblem. He mentioned some sort of a Switch. This was where he didn't seem to have complete information. Some sort of a Switch Sports game, whether that's a Switch 2 edition or an original, or a new Switch Sports games made for the Switch 2. He was talking about a Pikmin 4 Switch 2. Like, this just went on and on and on.
Yeah.
And it's like, my
he knows
gosh.
all the things.
We will have to wait and see what comes. Depending on, if the Star Fox thing is coming very soon, like, we'll have a good handle on
whether or not the rest of it is
how valid
likely,
this is
right?
soon. But it just seems kind of unprecedented for somebody who's like, I'm just going to lay out into next year. Here's everything.
There's got to be some confidence there, no? Because his own reputation is on the line too.
Right.
It's not like he's just making stuff up because then he will never be trusted again.
Right. And my feeling about it is like I will believe until he starts to be wrong. And it's like, all right, you're on a real hot streak of being right. So it's like, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt until if a bunch of this stuff is wrong, it's like, all right, well, he doesn't know anymore. So we'll see. But
it's
my
insane
gosh.
though.
And the thing that's interesting is like, this was getting like so much pickup that now, even if he's wrong, this is the expectation that a lot of people are like, oh, did you hear that Ocarina of Time remake's coming?
I know.
Oh, sweet. I'm gonna go pre-order. I'm gonna go try and pre-order that.
And it doesn't happen.
And then it's like, well, the Nintendo broke their promises.
Or they canceled a game or something.
Right.
It starts to get really confusing because it's just such widespread information now.
Yeah.
And it's beyond the cryptic tweets. It's like, I'm gonna give 1 hour podcast. I'm gonna lay out like the entire calendar.
Right. Well, that's like, it's very interesting to compare and contrast him with someone like Puro, who really seemed to be just trolling and would do things in these like riddles
and just be a little
and it just
annoying about it.
Right, like really seemed to like want to twist the knife or like, and I know something in the most annoying way possible.
You don't know, like
whereas like he just like in a very just like calm tone of voice is just like, I'm just gonna read literally everything off to you.
Who is the person that's giving him this information? Nintendo, like, wow. What kind of investigation are they doing?
Oh, there was one more thing that I missed. He said
the
Dusk Bloods is still later this year.
Yeah, that was a big game for them, I think.
Yeah.
Seems like it's going to be a big one.
I think that's going to be big.
Yeah. Wow.
It's time for a secret segment, which I told you. I gave you a little hint.
You said that
something was going to happen. So I've been watching a movie, JFK.
You're on a conspiracy theory?
From the early 90s. Okay. It's this Oliver Stone movie. With it's
a 3-hour-long movie.
It's total nonsense. It's conspiracy nonsense, but it is entertaining.
Is it
so I think, I got a little conspiratorial myself.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, what would Nate the Hate the movie look like? We did this last time with the Puro, with Bruce Willis was Doug Bowser. So we got a bit of a movie.
Get me Puro!
Exactly. We have a movie trailer. I need you to do one of the voices.
Okay.
You've not seen this before. It ain't in here.
Oh, it's not in here.
I didn't want to spoil your surprise. So I'll let you know when I need you to come in.
Okay.
This is a movie trailer. In a world where information is power, a single man can bring it to its knees.
Oh.
Starring Matt Damon as Bill Trinan. Nate the Hate triangulated thousands of global data sources to get at our secret depository of code names. He knows about Ocarina of Time. And Ben Affleck as Nate Bildorf. So what? Even those morons Kit and Krysta predicted Ocarina of Time, he knows. He knows about Mario. Mario, we're losing control. There's no limit to how far he's going to take this. And Stanley Tucci as modern vintage gamer. I don't know what's going to happen now, but I promise you one thing. He's going to leak again. And Gwyneth Paltrow as Devin Pritchard.
Nate, Bowser couldn't bring you down, but this time it's different. You're not dealing with a Koopa anymore. You're dealing with a ninja.
And Ken Watanabe as Shuntaro Furukawa. Nate to the hate, son. This must stop now. And a man of mystery as Nate the Hate. Hello, everyone. I've got some new information to share with all of you today. Coming this fiscal year, we're all in a race against time. This is The Direct Threat, only in theaters.
Claps. Snaps to you. Snaps and claps all around.
You have to play it with the JFK music that I sent you.
Yes, the
you
JFK.
Have to match. I sent that to you for a reason.
John Williams
did the crazy JFK conspiracy music.
Why did you do the John Williams?
Everybody.
Home Alone.
A small team. They have so many huge actors in this movie. I think they were actually going to solve the mystery. but let me tell you, they sure didn't.
Matt Damon is Bill Trinan.
Yeah, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck as Trinan and Bildorf.
That's good.
Yes.
Well, they're not friends anymore.
Well, Bildorf, I think Ben Affleck might have to bulk down.
Bulk down.
Normally he's bulking up. This time he can bulk down.
He can just kind of like eat a salad.
Exactly.
Don't go to the gym for a couple
he can
days.
he can take it easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I love that.
Do you like my casting?
I think it's perfect.
Gwyneth Paltrow as Devin Pritchard?
Yes.
I think so.
That's
Stanley Tucci. I had to think hard about that one. I was like,
I love Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, I don't know if he can do an Australian accent. I definitely can't do an Australian accent, but I tried. We tried.
It's modern.
So very fun. All right, question
Well
from Chunky Conga. With the rise of leaks surrounding Nintendo hardware games and directs, do you think Nintendo would ever adjust their release schedule to counter them? For example, if a game planned for a Summer 2026 release were leaked, might they delay or reshuffle releases to preserve the surprise factor?
That's tough for them.
So, for example, we heard Nate the Hate said this Star Fox game's coming this summer. Guess what? Now it's coming Q1 2027.
I don't think they'll do that. Yeah.
At a certain point, you got to run your business.
You got to run your business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they have
delay these plans.
They have bigger, strategic plans and reasons, and you can't just blow it all up because of something like this.
And not everything is purely for the surprise and delight. Like nowadays, yes, it's nice to have the surprise and delight, but at the end of the day, they need to sell some games.
Yeah.
And they have other games that they need to sell at other times that, they've planned this calendar out for other reasons than just, purely on the fact that they want to surprise and delight somebody. So, yeah. And then, you kind of open the door up for, kind of setting yourself up for, future failures, too. If you're, constantly playing this, whack-a-mole game, trying to move all your plans around, that's just... It's gonna kill your business. It's not gonna be good.
I think from their perspective, it's we're just gonna find this guy. That's how we're gonna deal. We're gonna deal with that instead of being so. They don't like being reactive at all. And I do think they will get to the bottom of this. It's gonna take time.
Yeah.
Will this be the last Nate the Hate update? Probably not.
No, it's not.
But I do believe that they will eventually figure it out.
Oh man.
We will see.
Who is it?
Who is it? I don't know.
This is very confounding for me.
Did you like my Nate the Hate voice?
I do like that. It does sound like that.
There's something about the delivery that's a little off-putting.
Do you think he's using a voice moderator?
Well, so I did not cast Nate the Hate because I was for this movie, if you never see his face, I could do something where I take 1,000 different voices and modulate and just here I've mashed them all up and here's what that voice is.
But do you think that's what he's doing now?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because it does sound weird.
If you're putting your voice out there, that's something that could give away your identity. That could give away your identity.
What kind of IP address things are they doing?
Listen, I don't know. That's for them to figure out.
This is such
That's for them to
interesting.
figure out. That's why we have a movie.
That's a great movie. I would love to know.
That's why we make it. It's like Bill Trinan said. He triangulated thousands of global data sources to get at the secret depository of code names. That means absolutely nothing. That's gibberish. But it sounds cool for a movie.
He knows somebody on the inside.
Sony.
There's a leak. There's a mole.
Well, clearly. Sony has raised the prices to an almost ridiculous degree. Well, I guess this hasn't happened yet. So this takes place on April 2nd. So there's still like a fraction of time to buy a PlayStation product before it goes through the roof. So here's what's happening. These are US prices. The base PS5 is going from $549 to $649. Yikes. The digital version of the PS5 is going from $500 to $600. The PlayStation 5 Pro is going from $750 to $900. Yikes. And your beloved PlayStation Portal is going from $200 to $250. Mm-hmm. This is an eye-popping increase.
Hundreds of dollars.
$150 more I'm paying $900 for a PS5 Pro? That's insane.
Somebody said the only asset I own that's appreciating in value is a PS5 Pro.
Here is what Sony said about this. With continued pressures in the global economic landscape, we've made the decision to increase the prices of PS5, PS5 Pro, and PlayStation Portal Remote Player globally. We know that price changes impact our community, and after careful evaluation, we found this was a necessary step to ensure we can continue delivering innovative, high-quality gaming experiences to players worldwide. Please understand.
Please understand. Yes. We need your money. That's crazy.
So Yikes. Xbox already did their kind of take on this.
Yeah.
Now Sony has done it. I mean, it just feels like, how is this not the end of this generation? Like, who is actually spending this money on one of these? If you don't already have one of these, if you're a late adopter and now it costs way more than when it came out,
why would you pay more for old hardware?
I just don't see how this isn't the end of the generation. Even though we really need this generation to last a lot longer.
They can't though. They can't hold.
But then also think like they had the ace in the hole. We got GTA as a de facto exclusive because Xbox has no momentum at all. And now, there's probably a lot of people who would want to buy a PS5 for GTA.
But can they?
And now, like, how many of those people just got priced out?
So many.
I don't know. This is really rough.
What are they going to do when GTA comes out? Some sort of bundling, maybe?
I don't know.
To make it a little bit palatable for people so they can give it one last,
CPR
breath?
Again, maybe GTA is just such a unicorn that people will pay $700.
$900?
Plus the game. I'll pay $1,000 to play GTA. I haven't played a PlayStation game in 10 years, but I'll drop a G for GTA.
I can't imagine the person that would do that though.
I don't know.
That would be a unicorn of a person.
That's got to be a problem that the moment they did this, all right, let's start solving this problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a major
It's very
issue
unfortunate.
for them.
Very unfortunate.
Thank God we bought it when we did.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
And that was day one. When it was the cheapest.
$4.99.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
In Xbox news, they have announced the timing of their big summer Xbox Game Showcase. It's going to be June 7th, so they're following their usual plan of having the showcase followed by a game-specific direct. In this case, it is Gears of War E-Day, which is coming. I'm very excited to get
very excited for this.
A big final look at this game.
This is coming now.
This is all part of the Summer Game Fest week/weekend, where there's always a ton of news coming out. So
they do a good job with these showcases.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, same. Can't wait.
Not much more to say about that now, but coming. All right, let's wrap up with some games we are playing. It's kind of a lot. We have Mario, the very long Super Mario Brothers Wonder Switch 2 edition, which I'm not going to be repeating again. We have both been playing that.
We have.
Have you finished the single player content yet?
I have not. I've been kind of trying to make it last a little longer.
Yeah.
So I'm only allowing myself to play 2 a night.
Or
one a night.
I did finish it last night.
Oh,
so
nice.
there's 7 new stages.
Those are fun.
They all end with a Koopaling boss battle. They're very fun. And
so fun.
The boss battles are very inventive, but it's probably less than an hour's worth of content if you just do these back to back to back.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to make mine last a little longer.
Yeah.
By not doing it all at once.
So that's kind of I think the conundrum of this update and whether people should get it or not. I do think it really hinges on whether you want to engage in the multiplayer? Do you have the people around you to engage in the multiplayer?
That's the thing, is that a lot of the multiplayer, so we did try out the local multiplayer, which is very fun.
And there's a lot of stuff to do.
And there's a lot of content in there. There's a lot of stuff to do. and some of the, most of the stuff that we did was pretty fun. We really enjoyed it. There is this online multiplayer as well, but it's not like online with random people.
That was a big surprise discovery that you made. So you either have to create a room with friends or do local play with somebody who has the game in another system.
That's right.
And the games that you can do on single system co-op are different from the games that you can play online as well.
The online games, I haven't tried those yet because I haven't been able to find someone online to even try them with.
Yeah.
They don't seem as fun as the local co-op ones.
They don't look that fun to me, period.
They're more like racing.
They seem to be mostly race focused. And it's like, I don't know if that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
in this game. Versus like there's a lot of other variety of like, collect the most coins or do this challenge, or there were some fun co-op ones where one person is like laying down donut blocks.
Yeah. I like the one where we're feeding the Yoshis.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good variety there, and they were very, very fun. But again, like not everybody has a local gameplay buddy that they can play with.
Right.
And you do need actual online friends to coordinate some sort of a game with.
Yeah, you would have to like get your friends online to make that room.
I don't know why can this not just be play with randoms? I don't get it.
Because that's what I thought.
Yeah, I think I did too going into it.
Bought this game. If I had known that basically the only thing that I would be able to do by myself was just those 7 levels, I don't think I would have bought this.
There is there are a lot of new single player challenges, which are pretty fun, but they do get pretty challenging.
Yeah, they're fun, yeah.
I like those. There's the whole like decorating Bellabel Park, which I don't care for that. I don't know if you did much of that. I didn't really like it that much.
It's all right.
There is a new power up, the flower
so cute
power up.
I do love that.
I was initially very down on it, but I actually really like it.
I think it's so cute.
It's good.
Yeah,
so like
you skip around.
You can shoot a flower that basically just goes straight up.
Yeah, projectile flower that goes
You can
straight
do
up.
like a Yoshi style
kind of like hover,
flutter jump. But
yeah.
the best thing is when you're running, you skip along.
It's really cute.
And it's really cute.
And you're like in this little like flower outfit, like your
flower
arms,
onesie.
Your arms are little like leaves, and your feet are little leaves.
Right.
So cute. Yeah, there's like lots of great things about this. Like the Koopaling battles are so fun. Like they definitely remind me of Super Mario World.
Yeah.
And it feels like all of the battles feel really unique. And I really like seeing the Koopalings in like this new light. Yeah. Like I saw a ghosty Morton, which I was like, this is the best ever. Right. This is so cute. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think all of that is really fun. But yeah, it's really kind of sad that like a big portion of it, I would say more than 50% of what you paid for is you have to play with somebody or you have to coordinate with somebody to play with you. And so it's just hard to do that like all the time, So unless you like you have a huge family or you live with like a lot of people that want to play this game with you, then kind of hard to really enjoy the full crux of the stuff by yourself.
Yeah. It was a good reminder, though. Like I was like, this game's really charming and really great.
Yeah.
Like, just the general like vibe of it, like all the work that they did to make all the characters very expressive, like changing up some of the like classic sound effects and stuff. It's like this is
it's
like
really good.
A really like top notch Mario game. So even though I've finished all the single player, I do have some inkling to kind of continue on and just like maybe replay some of the stuff from the base game that I don't really remember that much anymore, and it looks really beautiful.
It's beautiful to begin with, though.
This version, yeah,
it was beautiful to begin with. So it wasn't like I wasn't like, wow, it looks so much better than before. I thought it was beautiful already, but it's still beautiful.
It's beautiful on the inside.
Oh.
Will Muss asks, so I'm here at PAX East. That happened this last weekend, and Nintendo has almost no line because a huge portion of their booth is Mario Wonder. Who at Nintendo thought it was a good idea to demo a game that is 3 years old? How does the decision to bring a game to a convention get made?
But the Bellabel Park is new.
But I thought they were going to have Mario Titans at PAX East. That's what the internet
They cleared the deck.
So it was pretty clear that this game, Nintendo had a bit of a panic attack about whatever metric they had for this game.
Yeah, it was kind of out of whack, I think.
They did the Treehouse Live, which is a very unusual thing for them to do.
For them to pull out of the hat.
And I get the sense that they kind of reshuffled maybe just the number of stations that were dedicated to this game. Because the thing is always like, oh, but people don't understand how fun this is until they actually play it.
You need to touch the game.
Well, here we go. Now we're going to have all these people at PAX East. We're going to make them play this game, and they're going to love it.
Not interested. What was their non-release game that they were showing at PAX East?
They had Pokemon Champion.
The GameCube.
The new battling.
Oh.
What is that called?
Isn't it Pokemon Champions?
Maybe. Yes, but yes, that's the one that they had.
All right, kind of lackluster, but whatever.
Yeah, not a super exciting,
not a super strong
lineup if you ask
showing.
me.
Yeah, like the decision for going to a show, it is usually based on that. Is like, do we have a game that's coming out that needs the support for us to go to this trade show that costs money and resources and whatnot? So, do we have something that's kind of worthy of us participating? That is usually the metric in which they decide whether or not to participate in a show. And yeah, I sense this the whether it's panic or just maybe a mismatch of expectations for this game, because it does kind of seem like they thought it would be maybe a bigger deal and it kind of wasn't. And like, it's like that thing that Nintendo does. It's like, well, it's Mario, it's just going to sell itself. But it's like, no. People have other things that they are interested in and care about, so you do have to try a little harder. So I think that's why this happened, and this decision got made to really like blow out Mario Wonder at PAX, which
it's always good to keep.
People don't seem to care.
It's always good to keep your expectations low for these shows.
Yeah.
Every time it's announced, like, oh, Nintendo's going to be at such and such, and people get worked up over, it's going to be a first hands-on, they're going to reveal this before. It's like, it's really best to expect as little as possible.
To expect that you'll be playing already released games.
Yeah. Like now the PAX in Seattle has become a good opportunity because they have stuff at Gamescom that's new that ends up getting used there. So that's a better show. But for this one, the timing just isn't always
not the best,
conducive to them having hot new stuff.
Rolling into fall is a little bit easier for new releases.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be showing games to media behind closed doors, but not to you. So.
Yeah. You have been playing on the Switch 2 Kena Bridge of Spirits.
I beat it.
It's not Kena.
It's Kena.
It's not Kena, even though it's spelled Kena.
It's true.
It's pronounced the way that you would never expect. It's Kena.
Kena.
So you finished this game.
I did finish this game.
Wow. And it just came out.
This game just came out. We did get a code for this game, so thank you so much for sending us a code.
What is this game?
It is basically like if Zelda, Pikmin, and Spiritfarer had a baby.
I'm having a hard time imagining
this
that.
Game. So it is a 3D, like,
third-person
action
adventure,
thing, exploration. There's a little bit of platforming, puzzle solving. So in that sense, it's similar to like a Zelda game.
What I've heard is that it's like a PS2 or GameCube era style of game.
Very much.
Does that just mean it's like it doesn't have like a giant skill tree and like all this other stuff that has been added onto modern games?
Yeah, it's there is sort of a skill tree, but it's very simplistic.
Okay.
It's not like, oh my gosh, there's 3 trees nested in 3 trees with 4 trees above the trees.
So you're really like relying on the core mechanics being
really
fun to carry it through.
Yes.
Okay.
And the core mechanics are very fun. So Kena has a spear that she battles with, and that spear can also transform into a bow and arrow, so you do have the range.
Oh, that's neat.
And the coolest mechanic actually is you basically collect these things called rot. Terrible name, by the way.
R-O-T?
Yes. They are the cutest little creatures. They're like these little forest spirits.
They're called rot?
But they're called rot, which I was like, why though? Maybe there's... I don't know if there was a story reason.
Is there some other meaning of that, maybe?
I was paying attention to the story, and I still don't really know why they were called rot. But they are these cute little, like, forest creatures, and they function sort of like Pikmin, where you get a whole bunch. You're collecting them, like, all throughout the journey, and at the end, I had, like, 65 of them.
Oh.
And you kind of use them like Pikmin. Like, they can carry, like, blocks over for you to make platforms. They can bind to enemies and like stun them so that you can like have a better chance of like hitting their weak points. Like they assist you in battle. And then their biggest function is you're trying to like cleanse the forest of like this like, corruption basically.
Yeah.
They can like cleanse, like and purge the corruption.
Oh.
So you like send them to these like rotting flowers and stuff like that, and they can like make it better. So the mechanic's fun. Really it's like if Pikmin didn't die and weren't scary little ghosts and you didn't feel that bad about using them in battle because they're not dying in a horrific way. Like, I actually enjoyed it.
That's so interesting because this game came out on other platforms earlier, and there was a lot of discussion around it. I never heard much about this whole rot Pikmin like angle to it.
Because in the my first impression, I was like, oh, it's like a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Kind of like a 3D action platform adventure, And the story is beautiful. It's sort of kind of like I said, it's kind of like Spiritfarer, where your job is to like shepherd spirits, and like a lot of these spirits are like holding on to something like traumatic or something like guilt.
The spirits are not the rot.
No.
Okay.
And then you basically like free them from their like, whatever is like holding them down so they can go into the next life.
I see. Okay.
And Kena has her own journey that she's on. She has like a story reason why she's also in this place and helping these spirits, and it's a beautiful story. Like there's sort of like 3 parts to it. You meet all these great characters, you care so much about them. It's such a beautiful way of telling like their individual stories. Is done so well. The character models look like Pixar movie characters, like with the big eyes, So it's really cute looking too, and the environment's really beautiful. I love this game.
Wow.
Now I'm really excited for Kena 2.
There's a sequel coming.
That they announced in the latest PlayStation showcase, I think. So.
How long was this?
Sub 10 hours.
Okay.
Fast and great. Like it never overstayed its welcome.
Nice.
And when I got to the end, I was like, this is a fantastic experience. Like. Great game.
Do you know who is the developer of this?
Ember Labs.
Okay.
Labs. Is that right?
I don't know their track record or anything.
I don't.
Good job by them.
Either, but I loved it. I loved it so much, and I don't know why I slept on it for so long. But I think it's because I didn't really understand what the mechanic was, and I didn't know that there was like all these other layers to it.
Yeah, I always get nervous when people like reference that generation, because it's like, again, you really do have to have great mechanics. Yeah. Otherwise,
it's like a little simplistic.
Like, for example, like a game, speaking of Star Fox Adventures, I kind of didn't love Star Fox Adventures because like these mechanics are not really keeping me super engaged in the game.
It can get like repetitive.
Over the full thing.
I agree with
so it really needs to work to keep you hooked in.
That's why that rot stuff was so fun. And I didn't know that was
I love that rot.
They're so cute though.
Yeah.
They're like little black, like little creatures, big eyes.
Yeah.
And they have and you can put little hats.
Are they
on
like
them.
the Totoro little dust ball things?
They have like arms and legs though.
Oh.
Yeah, run around, and then you can put little hats on them. You can like buy little hats. So I had like 65 like rot babies with like little hats.
So you prefer rot to Pikmin?
Well, they don't die.
Ah.
They don't die. So that was good. I was very nervous. Because I was like, oh my God, is it going to be like Pikmin where the little ghost, ghost comes out?
More spirits for you.
Something bad happens? But no, they're already spirits. So
Send along the bridge of spirits.
They're already spirits, so they cannot die.
Oh.
That's why.
Interesting.
It's like Polterpup.
Interesting.
I loved it.
We have both also been playing the Tomodachi Life demo, getting up to all sorts of filth.
No.
In the Tomodachi Life demo.
We haven't, but I've been enjoying other people's filth.
Filth has been plentiful.
I've been on a rabbit hole. I went down a rabbit hole of looking at people's hilarious screenshots of things. Oh my God, I could not stop laughing. They're so funny. But I'm keeping my island clean. It's Krystopian Island, of course.
Oh, good.
It's Krystopia Island.
I'm back to Kitland.
Yeah, of course.
Island.
You cannot debrand yourself.
So I think in this demo, there's like a limit of 3 Miis that you can do. Have you done all of that?
No, I just made 2 Miis so far. My Mii, that I just imported in, which was nice that you could do that. And I made Leon.
So you had your Mii on your Switch, and there's an option to just put that. Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah.
But that's the only Mii that I have on my system.
Me too. Why don't I have yours?
We
need to do that.
I had a great time with the demo, but I didn't finish it, and I'm feeling like I might just wait because I know your stuff carries over, and it's like we're so close to the actual game. I kind of want to like continue my flow of playing it versus like, oh, I finished it, now I got to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's true.
So I made myself, and then I kind of got stumped of like, who's a good next me to make. That's so good that you did Leon Kennedy next. I ended up making Charles Barkley. The old basketball player.
That's good.
Because he has a big, like, larger-than-life personality.
Yeah, that's true.
So I could, like, max out a bunch of the sliders with him.
Yeah.
And his face is just, like, a big, round head. So it's like, I can make Charles Barkley's face. Because some of the stuff I've seen, like, with the Meat Maker, I think there's some,
so you can do the face paint.
Yeah, what is that?
So the face paint is basically, like, it's almost like you can put a mask on that character, so then they can be like very realistic.
And are you literally like
you can draw?
So you're not like picking like nose. You're
you're
drawing
it, which seems hard.
Does that support a touch screen somehow, or like how do you get? Because some of the stuff I've seen, I was like, that don't look like a me.
No, it's a touch. You can use a touch screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was curious about this. Is like I know they turned off every sharing feature because of the filth, but like, are you able to share memes? Or how does that work?
I don't know. I've seen some sites starting to pop up of like people share, but I haven't.
Before you could just scan a QR code, right?
Right.
And put it in.
Right. Well, there's no camera. Honest. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe like in the app or something. I don't know. It seems like they just don't want the sharing to happen.
So then I'm limited to my bad me.
Well, I think you're good. I think you're good at making me's.
I need to fix my Leon me. You looked at him and you said he looked too Japanese.
There were some things about Leon that I think you had a bit of a miss.
Yeah.
On
the eyes were hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to look at other people's examples of Leon and like kind of match it a little bit, but I don't know what they did. Like they must have layered on like many different customizations.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot you can do to make a me. That's fun.
Right.
But I'm wondering, like, that's kind of too bad. Like, do I have to make a me of you from scratch, basically?
You might.
What if you don't like it?
What can I do about it?
Are you gonna make one of me?
This is a single player game.
Are you gonna make one of me?
Maybe. I don't know. I like Charles Barkley, though.
That's the meanest thing you've ever said to me.
Maybe we can recreate the 1988 Philadelphia 76ers.
No, it's boring. To do what? To do what filthy things on that island?
Do some filth, that's what. Mind your business.
Don't do that.
That's none of your business.
That's not good. Me and Leon, though. We're gonna get
there
going.
Won't be any filth happening there.
Nope, no filth at all.
I didn't get far enough in the demo to see if there's, and maybe it's not in the demo, any of the kind of like more enhanced like island building or customization.
Yeah.
I guess that might be later to come in the full game.
Yeah, all I have unlocked right now is the fountain and the grocery store. But I think there's a clothing shop and there's other stuff that you can do. But I don't know what. But I'm excited to play it.
Yeah, you do get some, what is it, like a hamster outfit if you finish the demo.
Oh, I don't really care.
I was like, I don't really need that. It's
kind of weird.
So I think I'm going to stop and just carry over myself and Charles Barkley and pick up from there.
I'm just going to keep editing Leon until I get him perfect.
What voice did you choose for Leon?
Just normal boy voice.
Because I like it when sometimes the tough guy can have a really high voice.
Hi, I'm Leon.
I did have to correct the pronunciation because for myself I go Kito-san, and they were pronouncing it as Kito-san.
Oh,
so I had to go into the phonetic spelling and phonetically spell Kito-san.
Like K-E-Y.
K-E-E.
Oh, K-E-E.
Yeah.
Oh.
T-O-S-A-H-N I think was what I put in there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and then I got it right.
They were fine with my name, obviously. And then the little me was like, it's like I'm looking in a mirror when I look at you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I gave her nachos and she did not like the nachos.
Yourself?
Yeah. Oh. She liked the fried egg.
Really? I didn't know they could dislike that base stuff.
There's
not a lot of choices.
She liked the
There's
fried
nachos,
egg.
an egg, and an apple.
She liked and the cookie.
Oh, the cookie, yeah.
She liked the cookie, the egg, and the apple. Not like the nachos.
Okay. Huh.
Interesting. I haven't given Leon any nachos yet, so I have no
idea. Yeah, we still don't have really. I mean, there may not be an update of due to the unexpected filth that's out there. Is anything going to happen leading up?
Oh, are they going to start censoring?
Leading up to the launch,
How
or
are they
what?
Do that? Patch it somehow. So that you can't write
Well, you can have a word filter.
Oh,
you can do that.
That's going to be tough for them.
That's something. Why is that so hard?
All right.
All right. We'll see.
But you can spell it all sorts of funky ways to get through it.
It's not the same.
Can spell it with
spell it phonetically.
You can spell it with a 1 and a 5. Some things can be done.
Yeah. Leet speak. It's coming
back. You can leet speak.
It's coming back. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Lastly, I finished Resident Evil 8, which ended up being a lot of fun. I really liked it. It was definitely a pretty different Resident Evil. Mm-hmm. I really came to understand the comparisons to Resident Evil 4 that a lot of people made, but I still don't think it's like... I would kind of put it on its own thing.
Yeah.
If I was to group the games together of like what they're like. I wouldn't really put this with a lot of others because it's just there's something tonally about it that's very different.
What is the tone?
And it's the most of the tone makes sense with Resident Evil, but there are just some moments that kind of veer into comedic ridiculous. So like I told you last week, there was a moment where your hand gets cut off and you basically just glue it back on.
Yeah, the lizard serum.
I did a boss, one of the later bosses, he basically turns into like a transformer. He looks like one of the Michael Bay Transformers. And you're in this like kind of tank thing that the guy made. He's kind of like got a Magneto kind of power where he can control metal. And they made this like tank to battle him. I was like, what the heck is going on now?
Okay.
There was, one of the reasons I wanted to play this was I had heard like, there's a lot of the Resident Evil lore about like the formation of Umbrella and all of these like figures who are important. I was a little disappointed that those just kind of came through in just one of these like text files that you find lying around. There was no like cutscene. You don't talk to the character. It was just like I found like a clipboard and I read it.
Okay.
I was like, all right, that's fine, but seems kind of important stuff.
To know,
like you could have completely skipped that too. You just miss it.
Yeah, that happens a lot with these kinds of games where they give you the story in that way. It's like, well, I didn't read that journal entry, so I don't know.
Right. So I'd say for me, it didn't completely deliver on that side, but it was really, really fun to play.
On the scary scale, what would you rank this as?
I'd probably put it below Requiem, so maybe like a 5.
Oh, 5.
Because it did have that one scene that we talked about last week with Joe.
Yeah.
That was really scary.
Okay.
But beyond that, it was fine.
Yeah.
I will say those werewolves who were kind of like the base level enemy. That's a really good, just kind of standard enemy.
Yeah.
Because they're very, like, they move very unpredictably.
Erratic and stuff.
It's like they'll come slowly and then they'll come up and then they'll like stop right in front of your face. They really keep you on your toes.
Okay.
It's like, whoa, what do I...
So your bread and butter scary enemy was actually pretty good.
Yes.
Scary and, you felt like...
I really liked that.
It wasn't like you killed like 3 of them. You're like, I can't get this.
No.
I understand.
And then later on, there were these kind of like robo-zombie things that were being made in a factory.
Oh, weird.
That was kind of strange, but those were also kind of fun too.
Okay.
All the shooting, all the gunplay stuff was really, really fun.
Okay.
And again, I played this version on Switch too. It's super, super well done. So
that's
out there. If people want to keep playing Resident Evil on the Switch too.
You played so much Resident.
I'm taking a break now.
Now you're done.
I'm taking a break now.
Next?
What game am I playing next?
Yeah.
Tomodachi. I'm playing all sorts of stuff. Mario. I'm still playing my baseball.
Oh, your baseball.
I'm doing all sorts of things.
All right.
I'm doing all sorts of things. You don't need to worry about me.
Okay, fine.
Wow. Incredible stuff. Remember to check us out at patreon.com/Kit and Krysta. You can always get early access to this episode, but that Nintendo Explained we mentioned, that's going to be a Patreon exclusive. We're always
Mario Wonder gameplay video.
Our Mario Galaxy movie spoiler cast, which is coming sooner than you think. That's exclusive to Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Give it a look.
Check it out. Why won't you? We're also on the social. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Blue Sky, and Threads.
And we would love it if you are watching this on video, if you could subscribe, give this episode a thumbs up, and leave us a comment. And if you're listening on audio, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can also subscribe over there. Give the podcast a 5-star rating and leave a written review.
Please.
If you please.
All right, let's shout out some wonderful Patreon community members, starting with the Final Boss. Aaron Hash!
There he is.
There he is.
You've been helping to co-plan Aaron Hash's big Kentucky Derby outing.
I am very jealous of Aaron Hash getting to go to that cool event. Superstars, Mara Mayhem,
Eigenverse,
Mike Chin,
Ray Eschke,
BGM Life,
Link the Hero of Winds,
Angela Bycroft,
Thomas O'Rourke,
Kyle LaBeouf,
Andrew Duhas,
Chili,
Chris Shuri,
Master Discord,
Travis Torline,
Ecolader,
MSM Poke Gamer,
Art Burns,
Kit 10K,
Adrian,
Nathan Clover,
The Shark of My Men,
Rain Tech,
Kiss My Flapjack,
Paul Gale Network,
Cameron,
Frederick Ulf Conradson,
and Catswilly Nerdy. Here come the One Up Club, one Aaron Burgundy,
Adcool 2000,
Age 1000,
Ein Evelyn,
Ali Alejandro,
Ali McLovin,
Alejandro Arisco Borrego,
Andy Robinson,
Angel 8,
Angie Jojo,
Anthony Kager,
Aristu,
Art 64,
Astro Dev,
Asturax,
Awesome 46,
Bino,
Barnstorm,
Bates,
Berserker,
Big N Gamer with a Y,
Blake Mitchell,
Bob Cleffin,
Boost Toast,
oh, it's Joe, Brad, SF56,
Brandon Cooper,
Brandon Kavapel,
Brovac Novak,
Keshu,
Cedric Benson,
Chadir,
Shelly Squirrel,
Kai X,
Crispy Saurus,
Christopher Lay,
Chunky Conga,
Colin Finnegan,
Cosmic Titan 718,
Captain Alex,
Sea Roper 17,
Cynical Squid,
Daffers,
Dag DeLeo,
Dally Dinkum,
Dane,
Dachshund,
Davey Smalls,
David Kalpakis,
Delving with Dilford,
Dennis M2,
Debbie P,
Dinkum and Poppycom,
Doghead,
Doinko,
Dre,
Dr. Saturn,
Dubs 496,
Dude Dad Life,
Eccentric Tony,
Elite Peach,
Esparts 50,
You and Granny Boy,
Furbound,
Fernie and Jess Forever,
Fox the Ploy,
Funky Fresh,
Gabriel Valise,
Gamer Likes Anime,
Gamer Nerd 78,
Garth the Wolf,
Gartooth,
Jeremy,
Gianni,
Guilty Phoenix 42,
Hannah is Funky,
Heyo Jose,
Ira Bell,
Iris Marin,
It's Anthony Time,
It's Your Boy J-Ho,
Ivancito,
Jay Rando,
Jab Jaws,
Jahari Garcia,
Jake the Snake 22X,
Jameson Eisenberg,
James,
James Pritchard,
J Bar,
Jim Wakeland,
Joe Encarnacion,
Jonathan Rowe,
John Conboy,
Jordan Hemmerly,
Joris,
Joseph Gunter,
Josh,
Joshua Clements,
Juju Fruit,
Just Camtro,
Justin Lemminger,
Jay Wolf,
Kaylin,
Katie Estep,
Kawa 2796,
Kind PVL,
Kevin Delane,
Kay Hooper,
Keela Kibo,
Cow Jordan,
Kyle Gamer Barry Rookie,
Kyle 325,
Kyle Kretzer,
Larry Fitzpatrick,
Lazy Cat for Coffee,
Leah Rao,
Lex,
Linko,
Lytton,
Luna B,
Lynn,
Macho Potato,
Mac the Cat,
Mad Dog 5981,
Magnificent Easy G plus Kelly Marie,
Mario Man 392,
Marky Man 64,
Mary Cohen Colson,
Mateus,
Maverick Nate,
Megan,
Nate plus Leon,
Michael Mazer,
Michael O'Hara,
Michael Wan,
Mikey Macaroni,
Mr. Ryan 07,
Motomania,
Mr. Antipon,
Mr. Beans and Dip,
Mr. Benju 101,
Mr. Underscore,
Mike Tran,
Nasir,
Naif E,
Nigbia Reeves,
Nimbendu 64,
Ninja 11,
Ninja Black Belt,
One of a Kind,
Omega Index Card,
Pangy,
Paper Boat,
Patrice Millette,
Peach Booty,
Prem Factor,
Prince Charmless,
Pia Switch,
Punky,
Quintet,
Rob N,
Robbo,
Rob Y,
Robbie DLC,
Romsky 113,
Rocks,
RT 64,
Ryan Hayes Music,
Ryan Haas,
Ryanetta,
Sage Gamer,
Salkin 20XX,
Scott Seward,
Sebastiano Garazzi,
Sega,
Sharif Jackson,
Shinryu,
Shiny Elizabeth,
Slowbro,
Shump,
Schnozzle,
Spacey Poo,
Spicy Munchkin,
Star Fox Melancholy,
Stuart Radley,
Swanbow,
Pseudopriest,
Super Nerdy Human,
Shreetak,
Tales of Link, Tamara Rhymes with
oh
Hammer,
thank God, Tandem,
Tay 120 N64,
Teal Fox 64,
The Hyrule Hero,
The Kagers,
The Quiet One,
Thomas Alvarez,
Tickle My Dinkum,
Tim WC,
Token 777,
Torcheeks,
Totally Joe Ed,
Totomaru,
Trey Jowie,
Trevor Collins,
Tugs Puppy Bear,
Tusku,
Ty Bear the Bear,
Tyler Geis,
Victor MK,
Mitch Michter,
Vinny O Games,
Viridian,
Virtual Bot,
Voice for Radio,
Waffles,
Blue Water BH,
WG Grizzy,
Wicked Davy,
William George,
Yemi,
Zachary S,
Zalgaroth,
Zapati.
and Zero Link.
Wow, next time you hear from us, either you are going to have triumphantly seen the Mario Galaxy movie and we'll have that pristine popcorn bucket, or you're probably going to be in jail because,
I got
again,
kicked out for
you-
being a nuisance.
you threw a fit
I threw popcorn.
because you couldn't get one.
I'm gonna throw
And
popcorn.
or you're loudly
Throw.
making loud
Yoshi noises.
Yoshi noises in a theater.
Yoshi,
You can control your own fate.
Yoshi, Yoshi! Yay! Okay, on that note,
Off we
we're gonna
go.
say goodbye.